Does Tony have a magnifying glass?
Yeah, because I can't see. I can't help it. I can't see y'all. Wait till you're 54 years old.
Come on, Tony. He's already hiding. And speaking of that, Tony, that was your last live stream on your channel, I believe, right?
Yeah, probably.
Until Sunday. Now you got a new live stream. Mid-Levolution's back. Good old Mid-Levolution. Yeah, so that's going to be a fun time, hopefully.
I hope so.
Who's going to be on there? I think me and Ken.
Yeah. Mid-Levolution.
All right. Okay. What's up, everyone? How are you? We got Ashley on here. She was a surprise. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't post it, but I asked her about an hour ago, and she was like, "Sure, I'll join." So
interrupted my dinner time.
How's life, Ashley? How's things going?
It's just grand. How are you guys?
We're doing good. We're here to not complain tonight, do the opposite, but talk about all the complaining. So should be fun. I am going to catch up with the chat, and then after we catch up with the chat, we'll go ahead and dive into some stuff that we want to talk about. We got a lot to cover tonight, just kind of talk about everything. We got Caveman in the chat. What's up, guy? Please hit that like button to alert others to come hang out and join the conversation. Johnny's in the chat. Basement Blues is here saying good evening. Johnny says, Tony. We got Joe in the chat saying hi, everyone. Chris C says evening, everyone. Holland Oates is in the chat. What's up, Roughnecks? Chris C, Mr. Tony, Guy, and all. What's up, Chris C? How are you? We got Spicy 4K action in the house. Nice. What's going on, man? Oh, yeah. Good to see you in the chat. Let's see here. Jeff is in the chat. Chris C saying hi. We got Nikki in the chat saying hello. And hello, all you fine folks. Hey, Bob. What's up, Nikki? Nikki is awesome. We've got her saying hi to Joe. Sydney Eubanks in the chat saying, what's up, everyone? What's up, Sydney? KB in the chat saying, hey, Tony, sub party people. He's only here for you, Tony. What's up, KB? Emmett says, hey, Bob, have you seen The Crow? I heard a lot of bad reviews about it. I did. I didn't enjoy it, but I've also never seen the original Crow. The King has entered the chat. Let's see. I'm going to catch up here. I'm almost done. It's just a lot of highs back and forth. We got Huck in the chat saying, greetings, Hollander. Just a lot of highs to Holland. We got Mrs. Caveman in the chat. Movie Hunters in the chat. How's your wallet doing? All those steel books, huh?
Oh, my God.
He buys every steel book that comes out, every single one. So a lot of money to keep up with there. Magic Hands is in the chat as well. And just hi, Mike. Hey, Mizzy. A lot of people. I skipped Mizzy's chat. I'm sorry. Hey, Movie Hunter, KB, Mrs. Caveman, Mizzy is in the chat. All right. So let's talk some topics. Tim, go ahead and talk about whatever you want to talk about. But you were just saying before we went live, you were like, I just literally got a negative comment right before we went live about your steelbook video.
Yeah, you can't get away from this stuff. So let me pull up the comment. You can't fucking win, I swear. So I posted a video about steelbooks. They're getting expensive. I think we all kind of agree with that, right? They're climbing up in price, and the market is just getting kind of saturated. There's a lot of steelbooks. It wasn't necessarily a complaining video so much as like, hey, this is reality. It's just hard to keep up with this stuff now. Anyways, one of the comments, it's another blame inflation. Oh, Lord, stop blaming it on inflation. Vote with your wallet if you think it's too much. How about don't cry? It's not like anyone needs steelbooks. What's funny about that is repeatedly in the video, I state, I don't need this. This is just a luxury purchase. I enjoy steelbooks. I never once said you need them. So like that's someone just skimming a video. That's all they're doing. And that happens all the time. I'm not going to say I don't skim videos, but if I skim a video, I'm also not going to leave a comment talking out my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
and
sure.
That happens entirely too much. So many people will either post based off of, they'll comment just off a thumbnail without any context of a video, or they'll decide to skim, pick a section, comment on that with no context of anything else around. Never mind what you said anywhere else in the video. They're going to comment on just that. And it all sums up to why. what do you get out of that exactly?
Tim, I feel like in the group chat, you post that a lot. You get more negative comments, it seems like, than a whole lot of people. Every day you seem to be posting screenshots of like one or two people commenting like some negative stuff. And it's just like, damn, I don't know what it is about Tim. He attracts that.
I guess. I don't.
You do have some hot takes, like some people with some, not just hot takes, because hot takes are fine. That's just a whatever. But you definitely bring some people with some not so nice comments or telling you how you should collect. That seems like a common theme on your channel.
Yeah, it really is. It's infuriating because I'm not saying everyone has to like me or agree with me or anything like that, but I think everyone should have respect for other collectors. We've all heard the term, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Thought we learned that in like second grade or something, first grade, kindergarten.
Yeah. I've watched videos and people will pick up stuff that's not my cup of tea. You know what I don't comment? Hey, that movie sucks because I don't like it. You buy crummy movies. You have bad taste. Because what does that serve? What does that help? That helps nobody.
Speaking of what Tim just said, if somebody picks up something you don't like. So when you used to do you did the 80s community challenge. I had posted a video of my top 25. Somebody was like, this isn't even a real list. I didn't have Indiana Jones on there. I didn't have Ghostbusters. I didn't have what else didn't I have on there? Star Wars, of course, and a couple other movies. And this person's like, it's not even a real list. You just did this to just stand out and blah, 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 blah. And so for me, when people make ranking lists in particular, and that's a topic I wanted to talk about tonight, and we were talking about this before we went live, Tim, if your top 10 is whatever, okay, if you're watching the video and you hated the top 10, either don't say anything at all, but if you like one movie in somebody's top 10 or top 25, why can't you comment, hey, I really like that movie as well, instead of saying like, what about your other 24 movies sucked ass? It's like, do you not have anything good to say about that? Can you just comment on the one movie that you agreed on instead of being like, oh, well, it doesn't line up with mine. Okay, it's wrong. It's just like, it's stupid. I just can't stand that. Actually, we talked about that before with Letterboxd, where people are so judgmental about it.
I actually want to talk to real quick. So there's down in the comments, we got a down with the sickness. If you want to pull that up.
I see Jeff saying them negative Nancy's always got to be bummers. We got Caprice in the chat. Angry Tim is priceless, Johnny says. I'm trying to find it. We got Tom Cruise in here. Well,
towards the bottom.
It is 100% inflation, Tom Cruise says. Chrissy, there's a lot to talk about here. We got My Killer Podcast in the chat.
Did he delete his comment, Tom Cruise?
I don't see it. Mel, there you are, Oregon. Hi, everyone. We got Ellie in the chat. Oh, here we go. Talking. Yes.
All right. So I want to talk on this one because this is a pure talking out your motherfucking ass type comment. And I am so fucking sick of this. All right. I have repeatedly, and I've not hidden anything. I do not have children. Okay. I live in a house with two of my friends. There is 4 working adults in the house with no children. Yes, I have disposable income. Is that any of your fucking business? I don't think it is. So why don't you get the fuck out of my wallet and get bent? I am so fucking sick of this attitude where people have to try to explain how they afford something or why they bought it. How about you get bent? Like, I am absolutely fed up with it. I shouldn't have to explain that there's 4 adults in the house, but hey, that's my situation. That's not everybody's. Some houses are on single income. Some houses are 2 adults with several kids. Everybody is different. My situation is different than the next person. I shouldn't have to explain something just like someone else shouldn't. So get fucked, man. All right.
No, I honestly, man, so he says no negative comments and expects no negative comments. But what you do with posters, figures, signatures, and I don't do signatures, right? We had this whole conversation, Tim, before about it in figures. I like figures. I don't really buy them. You've given me a couple in the past, and then posters I don't do. But I don't tell you that it's dog shit or leave a negative comment. I think it's cool that you collect posters. I don't do it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm definitely not going to tell you. I don't want to buy a poster for $300.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't expect you to.
But that's okay. It's not my money. It's your money. So if you want to buy that, I would rather buy nowadays like what 7 steel books instead of only $300. But yeah, it's like it's my Tony, Ashley's, and Tim's money and wallet. We could buy what we want with it. So.
That's one of the comments that I get a lot of on my channel is the fact that I spend so much money, but it's my money. I don't do anything else in my life other than go to work, come home, and buy what I want to buy. And so it's disposable income. I don't have other responsibilities. My kids are all grown. So, to me, I think people just need to worry about what they spend on and let us, spend what we want to. I don't go around looking at everybody else's channels and say, hey, you shouldn't be buying that. I can't afford it. Why should you be able to get that?
Yeah.
People buy cigarettes, people buy booze, whatever it is that people do in their lives. I don't do any of that stuff. I just
wanted to say, Tony, and I apologize for interrupting. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't party. I don't go to clubs. I don't do any of that stuff. I got one buddy that I'm really close with out here that I talk to every couple months. That's just how I am. Most of my close friends are people like Tony, Mizzy, people I talk to, Tim, Ashley, so on and so forth on Instagram. I'm not out here hanging out partying. I watch movies, and a lot of them, and I work, and that's it. So it's my time, it's my money. If how I spend it is, whether it's my time or money, don't worry about that.
Exactly.
But it's a real problem in our community, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to call it. It's a real problem right now that people are telling people how to collect, how to organize their collection, how to spend their money, how to do all those things. Like, we had that conversation, Tim, about like the signatures, and I apologize for my end as well on that. But it's like, I wouldn't, but to that, Tim, I didn't need to make the comment I made. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wouldn't spend, he could kiss my ass. I said, I wouldn't be spending that kind of money to meet somebody and get a signature, but like, I didn't have to make that comment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and I took it the wrong way. And I went off more at the general consensus on, people decide for themselves what is too much on certain items, and that's fine. The problem stems when people start judging others for getting that. So like with that autograph thing, it was all about the Mark Hamill autograph, which I'm not even going to get him. This was just on, I see how people do spend $400, $500, $700 on an autograph, because I've spent good chunks, and there are people I will spend that on. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think last I saw, when he did a con, he was like 800 or 1,000. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I would really want to meet him. So I would spend a pretty penny on Arnold. Would I expect the next person to do that? Hell no, I wouldn't. I would not expect anyone else to. But like, if I want to, it's my money.
Yeah, you would budget for that to be able to save and do those kind of things.
Yeah.
There's times where I have to do without things because it's a really busy steelbook month or whatever. I do without other things so that I can get the things that I want. And Tim would be doing the same. If he had to go to a convention, it costs money to do that. It costs money for the signatures. He has to have some kind of memorabilia to have signed. So it costs a lot of money, but we all know that when we go into it, and we budget for those things, or we don't budget and we just splurge. But we know how to handle our own funds.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I've passed on. For the past several months, there was a big chunk where I wasn't getting a lot of the new releases. I didn't get a lot of the new steelbooks, a lot of the new movies, and it was because I was going to a lot of those cons. So a lot of my movie money was kind of shifting towards paying for the stuff I wanted at the cons. So
I'll say something too. Okay, there's people that do, and I've made stupid choices. Okay, I've gotten myself into credit card debt. Okay, spending money on movies that I didn't need to. But even that is my responsibility and nobody else's business. Even if I'm making stupid decisions and I'm spending, maybe buying a movie or a double a steelbook and a slipcover version of a movie, and I don't need to spend that, and it's $10 I could put towards a bill or whatever it is, it's still my money, even if it's a stupid decision, even if I can't afford it. It's not your business to worry. Maybe friends like Tony I'm really close with, and if he was worried about how I'm spending my money and it was really irresponsible, and he was saying, hey Bob, can't pay your rent, don't be buying that, that's a different story, okay? Because I know Tony like that, right? But I'm paying my rent each month. I'm not having those issues. It's what I like to do. I pay my car payment. I don't go out and party. Like I said, I don't do drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't vape. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't drink even. I haven't had a drink in forever. So this is my hobby. I like to buy movies. I like to watch movies. It's what I have fun with.
Yeah. So I even see later down in the comments, I'm not saying skip to it, but this is a general, I hear this one a lot from people. So aren't people entitled to their opinions? This gets thrown out a lot. And I'm not saying you don't get to have an opinion. When Bob says he wouldn't pay to get Mark Hamill or pay that much for an autograph, that's his opinion. I'm not saying he can't have that. And same thing with anything else. You can have your own opinions. But when you throw your opinion on, if someone put up a video, they're super happy they got whatever the heck the item is, something they're super happy with, they can't wait to show it off, and your comment is something like, hey, that's a waste, or I don't like that, what did your comment add? Sure, you can have that opinion. Absolutely. You can think that. But did what you wrote in the comment need to be said? Did you add anything to a future conversation? Because all you really did was just kind of shit on the person that's happy with what they got. So, like, if you don't agree with or like something someone got, like, absolutely have your opinion, but it doesn't mean it needs to be said. Like, you're not doing anything besides trying to tear down the person that got the item. Really, you're not adding anything. Am I saying this right? Like, does what I'm saying make sense?
Well, makes sense.
Yeah, no, I actually agree right here with Tom Cruise comment a little bit here. Nobody knows what you're taking home, nor is it their concern. How you spend your money, majority of the people that bitch are kids or poor. I mean, he's not wrong.
No.
Don't worry about how much I'm clearing or how much I'm not making or how much Tony makes or whatever. It is what it is. Chrissy says, I'm single and not in my mom's basement, but in my own apartment and work full time and buy what I want. Laugh aloud, period.
Yeah.
Exactly. Laugh aloud gives it away. The LOL gives it away. Tony's not liking the language, Tim.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Curse words in his head. He has no issue. Is that true, Tony? You curse in your head?
No, I do not.
I'm still waiting for Tony to pull out the notebook.
You know what's funny? My last couple of videos, though, I've kept it very even. I don't think I was very mellow, didn't curse, didn't get riled up at all.
Yeah,
You bottled it up and you saved it for tonight.
Mountain Dew. I've spent thousands on my autograph collection. And there's a couple other people. 4K Media guy spends a lot on autographs as well. Plenty of people do. It's how you want to collect. It's okay. And I'll be honest with you. When I see people getting autographs and stuff like that, I don't do it, right? I collect a different way. I love seeing the way people collect. Like they put those frames up of them and Nev Campbell with it signed. That's cool to me. I don't do it. I don't go to those conventions. I value my money differently, but it doesn't mean I'm here to rip somebody of how they value their money or how they spend their money. That's not my business. That person likes collecting like that. I like collecting a different way. Tony likes collecting his own way. Ashley, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
What else am I missing here in the comment section? So we could Talkies needs to use some of that disposable income for anger management class. The Christ within. Damn, I guess it's time to start letting people tell me how to spend my money, Jeff says. We got Spicy 4K action just saying hi to everybody. I'm shocked I don't get shit on really for being a subscriber to Vinegar Syndrome. Some people in the community really talk shit about subscribers of that company. It's not my thing. It's not my thing, but who am I to tell Brian how to be a subscriber if he wants to collect Vinegar Syndrome? Yeah. Also, I'll take Slash and Captain, one of my buddies, Kevin. Love that guy. He's awesome. He loves Vinegar Syndrome titles. Okay. He loves a lot of horror movies that I wouldn't be into. And same with Brian. That's opinion. It's subjective. He likes those movies. I don't. That doesn't mean me and Brian can't be friends or something, or I have to tell Brian how to freaking rate a movie. Yeah, it's stupid.
what's crazy about a comment like that too, Brian, if you're getting comments like that, which is asinine to me, are we not like this whole community is like raw physical media? You're getting crap from people for literally giving hundreds and hundreds of dollars to a physical media company to put out movies on Blu-ray that have not been on Blu-ray before. What? Like, so what if some of the people don't like the movies? I'm sorry, the world doesn't cater to everybody. There's all different types of movies for all different types of people.
Yep. April says, "Can y'all tell Johnny to spend his money on me and not Steelbooks?" That's great, April. Let's see here. I did the drinking and clubs too much when I was younger. I'm over it. Yeah, same here. Everybody buy what you want, what you like, and enjoy this is all for fun. Agreed. Aren't people entitled to their own opinions? Yeah.
That's what I was mentioning before. Yeah.
VS gets a lot of hate. If you don't like it, don't watch or buy it. Okay. Yeah. It's just for me that I think steelbooks are a drug of choice, my drug of choice, and I'm proud of it. I think like the whole entitled to your opinions, that's exactly it. How I rate a movie on Letterboxd, and Ashley and I talk about this one a lot. Opinions are different than blatant judgment. Ashley and I give a lot of, like, she gives pretty generous, some high 5 stars sometimes, right? Like, Izzy, for example, Tony is another one, gives very, 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 very few 5 stars. If I want to give, for love of the game, 5 stars, I fucking will. You can kiss my ass. I don't care, okay? Like, I love that movie. I love Kevin Costner. I love baseball. And the thing about movies is people don't understand what a movie could mean to you or why. For love of the game means the world to my dad and I. It was something I grew up with my watching with my dad. I don't care if I give that 5 stars. I love that movie. I'm a sucker for baseball, a sucker for romance in movies, and I'm a sucker for Kevin Costner, anything. So kiss my ass. I give 5 stars if I want.
I also think that people don't realize what a 5-star could mean to somebody as well. Like, I mean, I could give 5 stars to, say, like Titanic, okay? Like, I love that movie, and I think it's a really well-made film. I give it 5 stars. But that 5 stars is different than, say, Twilight. Because I love Twilight. Kind of like how you were talking about, you know, what is it, For the Love of the Game, right? With Kevin Costner. That's what I mean. Like, you have sentimental things and it helped you through a time or something like that. It's like it's a completely different rating system.
Yeah, for everybody's individual taste.
Yes.
Right. Is Cruel Intentions a 5-star movie? I'm not saying it is, but it's one of my favorite films of all time.
Exactly.
I grew up with it, watched it with my dad. It's in Backdraft, Men of Honor. So many of my favorite movies are from me growing up as 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. So don't worry about me giving it 5 stars.
A lot of favorite anythings they're connected to a time in your life and they have special meaning in some way. Like I've recorded, and part of me is afraid to put it out, but I'm going to anyway. But I recorded my top 10 favorite albums video because I love music is a big part of me as well. And it's not a video that has, you know, Zeppelin and the Beatles and Metallica and AC/DC and bands like that did not make my top 10. And people will take from that, well, that means you don't like them, even though, no, that just means they didn't make my top 10. And my top 10 has a lot of albums around 2000 to 2010, stuff that no one would put on, but they connected to me at certain points in my life, and they're my favorites. They're not, they're not the, you know, I'm going to put Zeppelin on there because I feel like Zeppelin has to be on there. Like, no, I like Zeppelin, but Zeppelin didn't connect with me in the same way that these 10 albums do.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Because, I mean, I would feel the same ways, especially with music. Like, that's a whole nother territory. You know what I mean? Because people are just like, oh, the Beatles. Dude, personally, I don't like them. So they wouldn't even remotely be in top 100 even. And it's like, but I get it to a point. You know what I mean? Like, I can always understand why a person likes a band or a movie. Sometimes with other movies, though, I'm like, oh, that was kind of garbage, but okay.
Right.
But hey, if it made you happy, cool, man.
Exactly. You don't have to be an asshole, is the thing. Like, you know, even if you don't like it, then don't comment. Like me and Brian, for example. I'm sure Brian has movies where he looks at me and he's like, okay, I don't agree. But then, like, recently I saw Brian watch Daddy-O and something else recently in theaters, I think Strange Darling. And I was talking to him about it because I like those movies. So I find common interest with Brian to talk about instead of arguing with him about what we disagree with. It's not hard. Like, it's not hard to be nice to people.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest things. When people post their, if someone says, I loved this movie, and someone going to comment why they didn't like it. If you get into a constructive conversation on back and forth, what did you like? What didn't I like? And you're doing something like that. That's offering something. You're adding to a conversation versus someone putting 5 stars to a movie that they loved and someone commenting that movie sucked. Well, what did you just add to the conversation? Thanks. It sucked. Okay. I appreciate your shitty opinion then, I guess. I don't know.
For me, so everybody knows The Town is my favorite movie of all time. If I recommended that to somebody who said, I hate bank robbery movies, I wouldn't expect them to like The Town, for one. It's not going to happen, okay? If somebody said, I hate horror movies, slashers aren't my thing, they're not going to like Scream or Halloween. It's not going to happen more than likely. And why I do my What Did I Just Watch streams, and I've done one with all 3 of you before, and when I don't like a movie, I allow the person to, it's not just a one-way conversation. Tell me what you liked about it. Maybe I missed something. You're not going to change my opinion, but I don't have to be an asshole. I can hear you out. Like, there's been movies on all 3 of your lists that I didn't like. It happens, but I'm grateful for the ones that I did really like. And there's a nice way to be given opinion.
Constructive criticism.
Yes, there's a way to say, hey, Ashley, this one didn't work for me. I'm glad it worked for you. I didn't like it. I'm not here to rip it, though. That's stupid. And like Ashley and I have talked, she's like, if you're just going to sit there and shit on my movies for 2 hours, I'm going to tune out. And I would be the same exact way. I'd be like, I don't want to listen to this. Like, you're just here to rip my movies and you think it's funny. These are some of my favorite movies. I'm not interested in it. Please tell me what you didn't like. That's fine. But if you're just here to rip it, I'll tune out. I'm not down with that. I'm good. Like, these movies they're sentimental, and some movies really mean a lot to people. So when you shit on it, like a Jurassic Park, if you're like, that's just rude. It's Tim's favorite movie. There's no need for it. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. It's okay. Is there a lot of comments? I'm sorry.
There's a lot of comments.
We get caught up. I do apologize. It's going to be really hard for me to keep up with the chat. I'll try. You could just go ahead and Tim, if you got something you want to read, or Ashley or Tony, if there's something, people are allowed to comment what they think. If you make,
hold on, go back. Okay. Why? All right. Who are you to decide what a stupid decision is? Who dictated you to be the decider on that? Huh? I didn't decide. Did any of you guys decide him to be a decider? No. Then get fucked. Don't come to my channel. Don't comment. Maybe I'll block you. Get fucked.
He's got quite the name, though.
Tony, oh man, I just want to put Tony's face up every time Tim starts talking. It's on you if you get upset about the comments. Yeah, but I don't agree with that really, because it's just negative. It's rude. Why are you taking the time out to do you have anything positive to say? Which is exactly what this whole stream is about. Yeah. Negative comments like that. Do you have anything positive to say?
Yeah. Honestly, it's trollish comments for trollish comments' sake. And he responded back, who he's telling to get fucked. Who do you think? Put 2 and 2 together there, Einstein. I'm absolutely sick of just people being assholes for the sheer sake of being assholes. When are we not all? Movies are a hobby. We do hobbies to escape real life. It's all for fun. So what does being a dick get you?
Killing your does. See, I feel like it's just trollish comments. There's somebody, I don't remember the name, but Corey's had this happen before, where the person commented on one of my streams and was telling me how I should talk to Fish. Like, I had Fish on and we were talking about addiction on one of the streams, and they were talking about, like, just telling me how my friendship should be with him and Mizzy and so on and so forth. And it's just like, you don't even know my friendship with Fish. Don't tell me how I should talk to him. You don't know, like, stuff like that. Let's say on my story, okay, if I post a song on my story and somebody says, why would you post that with Mizzy on there? You know what I mean? That's so wrong. You can't post that. How dare you? It's like, what if Mizzy's the one who told me to post that song? You don't even know. So seriously, just butt out sometimes. It's like, really,
Can you please put up Mizzy's comment?
it's so hard for me to find these.
There's so many
It's kind of in the bottom
Just
a little
took
bit.
you off my list, Holland. Okay, special edition games out be a pretty penny. Just one of you keep talking. I'll look for Mizzy's comment.
It's like right after that guy asked who Tim's telling to get fucked.
Happy comments. Okay, Dell.
And I noticed that guy got really sensitive to being told to get fucked.
The world caters to me, Tim. You're wrong. Stop it, Bob. You have to like what I like. Dell's in the chat. I haven't seen Dell around as much lately. So
Hi,
Dell,
Dell.
what's going on? Great to see you, Dell. I've missed you, buddy. We've got Gizmo saying, I love when people get angry for my taste. That's the fun thing with art and entertainment, but the stupid things, attacking people for collecting is not good. And we're going to get into artwork later on for sure. Toxic Avenger gets 5 stars from me, but I know it's not a 5-star film. But it's your 5 stars. It's your letterbox. Who cares what somebody thinks? If you think it's 5 stars, Bob, it's 5 stars. Thank you. I'm glad to hear Tom Cruise said it. Who gives a shit what anybody rates it? Exactly. Tim, we had the same idea. Jess says, what's up, Jess? KB says, what you're all saying, whether it's what or how much you spend, how you rank is what does it say about the person who cares so much about what you like.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me what the greatest movie of all time is, I would say The Last Samurai. If you disagree with me, I don't care. If you hate it, I don't care.
Great movie.
Exactly.
My entire list for Bob was all 4 and 5 stars for me, but for her, yes, but for me, but some aren't for everyone. Even Bob hated a couple of them. Exactly. And I'm so glad when I did that stream with Nikki, she was like, but you found things to like, or you said like the acting was good. I wasn't there to shit on it. You know what I mean? That's just not cool. Bin Buster's in the chat saying, hey, everyone. What's up, Bin Buster? Yes, movies are subjective. Mika, we got Mika in the chat. Double feature podcast. Mika, what's going on?
Lots of great people in the chat.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten to Mizzy's comments. Attack of the 50-Foot Centerfold. That's Dell's favorite movie. He gave that 5 stars.
I just like that. That's a great title.
Your shifty opinion just made me like my favorite movie even less. Like, come on, people adding nothing real to the conversation isn't wavering what someone loves. Yes, and I still didn't get to who is he telling to get fucked? Okay, am I right here? The person that person
there, that one.
Tony, what do you think?
Oh, sorry.
Need to get fucked shirts.
I apologize about the language tonight, Tony. He's right when he's
gonna start a fight club.
He shaved his beard and grew balls. Fight for good fight, Tim. I was about to say that, Mizzy. I'm so glad Tony's here to experience this firsthand rage. I really don't know who you are telling to get fucked, but got it. So my thing too is like, if people come on my channel, let's say somebody got really upset. I don't know who the Christ within is. I don't know who Down with the Sickness is personally. Okay. Even if I upset some people who I see as regulars on my channel, I'm not going to get upset about it. I know who my real friends are. I know who I talk to on a daily basis. And it's people like Tony who I wouldn't want to upset and burn a bridge with. Those are the people that matter to me, not somebody I don't talk to on Instagram. No offense. That's why I don't care about the word followers or subscribers. I appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel. It's just a number to me. And the people who want to form a relationship and a friendship that get to know me, those are the people I care about. Like, I reached out to Ashley one day because of Tennessee Airbnb. They were talking about female channels in the like Instagrammers, and I was like, oh, let me reach out to Ashley one day. And I like Ashley. She's awesome. So you get to know people, you know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. So
let's be real. Then you realized, oh, she's a bitch. I'm just kidding, but seriously, people do think I am because I share my opinion, but I'm sharing my opinion on my page.
Yeah, it's your own page.
Never going like. Okay,
and I think people are sensitive. I like that you're outspoken. I think some people can't handle somebody giving a blunt opinion. But
see, the thing is that people take my bluntness, I guess, as really rude, and I'm like, oh no, sweetheart, I'm not being rude. I promise you. If I was, you'd really know. And I don't like to be that person. It's just I'm sharing how I felt about the movie, like. say like some movies this year I have absolutely loved, and then other people say like with like Long Legs. Now that it's on streaming, I've noticed people have gone on and they're just like, "Oh my god, it's so overhyped." Why do you let hype
Dictate how you feel.
you?
Yeah.
Like, just watch the movie. Just how like you watched it in theaters, Bob, and you were just like, "Yeah, it's not my favorite thing in the world,
It was
but
yeah,
it's
I
not
thought
the worst." And
can
even
see
if you
the
said it
appeal.
sucked, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like saying that the overhyped shit is like, why is that dictating how you feel? I don't care about, say like, I don't know, somebody like, say like Tim, like you really like Jurassic Park, and like tons of other people do, and I just was like, oh, it's overhyped. It's just so terrible. Like, just tell me about the movie. Don't tell me about the hype. You know, it's like, shut up. I'm sorry.
I love
That's the thing that bugs me.
Make up your mind, Tim. They are assholes or
Oh.
dicks.
They're both.
They're both. Brian, you guys put a G on in front of jizz in the UK. Okay, so he says you were saying to get fucked way after my last comment, so it didn't make sense. When I say that I don't care for horror, it's a supernatural horror I can't watch. And that's the thing. For me, Long Legs, and like a minor spoiler, gets into some supernatural stuff at the end, and I'm not big into that. So
Your religious horror is what you don't like.
yeah, for the most part, I'm not big into religious horror. I still haven't watched First Omen, and I will give my honest opinion when I do watch it, but I will be nice, especially to Ashley, because it's one of her favorite movies this year, or number one, maybe.
It is my number one.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to shit on that movie.
But even if you do, that's your opinion.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't just rip it though. That's just I feel like then at that point I know Ashley likes it, so now I'm doing it as a gag to get to her, and it's like, no, that's not my style. I'll let her know I didn't like it. I'll tell her what I liked, what I didn't like, what I liked, and I'll hear why she liked it, and that's it. And that's it. I don't need to be like, your taste is wrong. It was
You're wrong.
Star. Yeah, you're wrong. Like,
yep, Bob, you're gonna give it a half a star and say it was the worst piece of shit you've seen all year.
It'll be my first Letterboxd review. I have never seen that person in any of these lives until now. Literally have to try to get a rise out of people with this bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah. Then asked if I have seen The Omen or Exorcist. Yep. I don't like religious.
I got something to bring up. If pause comments for a second, because this is something else that kind of pops into my mind. What's your guys' thoughts on the term YouTuber? Since
yeah, you talked about it earlier. Well,
yeah.
Ashley doesn't have a channel, so
no. But what do you think? What connotation do you put behind?
Tim, when you put that today in that chat, I actually couldn't agree more with what you said. I talk about this all the time. I don't care about subscribers. It's just a number. I hate the word followers, especially.
Yes.
I really don't like when people are constantly so laser focused on how many subscribers they have. It's like, I think some people feel that if they have more followers than you, they are a better person than you.
They're better. Yeah.
They're better
absolutely.
than you. It's the dumbest thing to me. Followers is such a Gen Z thing, and it's just ridiculous. It used to be friend requests, and then it became now followers. And it's just like, some people get so fucking. It's what I think it's where cult aspects come from, like a Taylor Swift cult, Star Wars fans. I feel like the term followers creates like cult like followings. It's not my jam.
Yeah. So like my thought behind it then for people in the chat is like, to me, when I think of YouTuber or even like content creator and all that stuff, I'm thinking of the people like they're trying to actually make like a go of this. They're either this is either their job or they're making good substantial money. Like all the analytics behind all of that stuff matters because you're trying to make this you're taking the business path. That's what this is. This is the business path. I am just a guy who likes movies that just happens to post videos up on YouTube and stuff on Instagram, stuff on TikTok. They're just platforms that I just kind of share what I enjoy. That's basically all it is. And I have this is actually like my lifetime earnings that's not much. That's under $1,000 total I've made off the channel. That's it. So I've gotten 0 free movies, 0 promotions with anyone, no nothing. So like my channel is not a business path. I don't want it to be a business path. I just like to post videos to talk movies and just show off stuff that I enjoy. And that term YouTuber just kind of bugs me because people put this connotation behind it. I'm like, well, you're a YouTuber, so you have to talk about this, or you have to cover this, or why didn't you talk about this? Well, you are a YouTuber. Like, no, I'm just some guy posting videos. That's all I am.
But you know what's funny though is, I mean, I totally agree with you on that. I don't have a YouTube, so I am more of an outsider. But all these people that have made it their business were also just that guy, just showing or sharing their opinion about a movie, whatever it was. And it's like, and you're still just that guy or that chick. And that's the thing that people forget, because, I mean, I've met loads of celebrities, like had full-on conversations. I've interviewed them, all that crap. And they always put like this kind of like front on it first because, they have to, because with people, but it's like, you have to understand that everybody is still just a person, and like nobody has to like you either. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you were saying that, but say like, okay, like the end that it ends with us, that movie, the whole Blake Lively crap. I was just like, bro, if she is rude, who cares? Like, I genuinely do not care how this person is in real life. Did she murder somebody? No, she's just kind of a bitch. Oh, so are you on some days. You know what I mean? So it's like, just people also need to just remember, because I've noticed that when people start to get a huge like following, especially on YouTube, they like think that they're on the status of like the Beatles. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I'm so cool.
I feel like some people think they're owed something.
Yes.
Like they're above you. Like, I'm entitled to be treated differently than you, better than you. And that's not everybody. Look, I like Ken. Ken's a big channel. He's a good guy. He's on a channel tonight with like 2,000 subscribers or something like that. Ken's has done streams where he has smaller channels on his channel. Ken is not who I'm out here to talk about in that matter. You know what I mean? Ken's never given me the feeling of I'm better than you. You know what I mean? He's always treated me with respect. So that's how I feel. I think some people like to think that they're better than you. They really use that number to their advantage, so to speak. And it is what it is. And if some people want to make a career out of YouTube, then that's also their business. You know what I mean? If that's what you're who cares? Then let them do it. It's not my thing. It's not Tim's thing. But you know what? That's not our thing. It's somebody else's thing. You know what I mean? So
if I was to make YouTube my career, I wouldn't have any of this down here. I wouldn't be able to eat. I wouldn't be able to pay my mortgage because I would not be making any money. So we're just people that like to share what we do, our hobby, on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. Well, and like I only have Instagram, and like I see people. TikTok. They'll have less followers than me. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't really care. And they'll get stuff, sent to them for free type deal. Say from like Lionsgate. You know what? Cool. Dude, I'm so happy for you. I that's awesome that you get stuff sent to you to review or whatever the case may be. I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Like, why can't you just like be happy?
The review copies is such a Tony and I talk about it a lot. I that's such a hot topic for me because my thing comes down to, do I get jealous seeing other people get stuff for free? There's a part of me that, yes, I feel like, damn, I'm spending thousands of dollars on this stuff and you're getting it for free. That is not a good feeling. I will admit that, okay? I think most people could probably feel that way. I also understand, because I've had this conversation with Ken, for example. I'm not out here. I've made 2 videos in the last year, and it was both a meetup. That's the only time I make videos. Ken makes a video every day. So he's putting that out there. He's reaching out to studios, and other people are doing the same thing. But I do feel like there's a little difference between getting stuff in and then really bragging about it and wanting to shove it in somebody's face. And I feel like there's some people out there that really enjoy letting you know, hey, I'm getting this for free. I'm getting it next week for free. I feel like there's a difference. But as I've talked with Tony, I know Tony and I have both said, if Lionsgate were to send me steelbooks, I'm not going to complain about it.
Well,
but I also am not going to fake a review. That's one thing, because they sometimes want you to like, I like this movie, it's great.
yeah,
If Warner Brothers sent me Barbie, for example, I would have shit all over that movie. I would say the slipcover is cool. I like that it's pink. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's different. The movie sucks. I have nothing good to say about Barbie. It's not made for me. It's for people like Tim. I know you like Barbie. It's not made for me. It was made for people like Tim and others. Okay. And that's fine.
People like Tim.
But Tony, for example, didn't like Barbie either. It's not our kind of cup of tea. That's okay. It doesn't mean
And
that
I didn't share any negativity about it either. You know, there's
I do.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. I didn't like that. What was
I
that
didn't
one?
really either.
I mean, there's so many movies that people just love, and I just couldn't stand. But did I go around talking negatively about it? No.
Yeah.
Poor Things. Tim saw that I went to the theater to see Poor Things. He tried to text me and warn me before I went and saw it, but it was too late.
Yeah, like when Tony watched Hostel, I texted him after. He gave it 1 star and a heart, I believe. And I was like, Tony, why did you watch Hostel? I could have told you. He's like, I didn't know it was going to be porn in the first half of it. I was like, I could have told you that, like, what Hostel is going to be for you. So, you know, because I know, like, example, Tim telling Tony, you're not going to like Poor Things, dude. Like, just don't go see that. Like, you could save the and then at that point, it's up to them. Like, if Ashley would have reached out to me, and I've had people like Tim reach out to me, tell me, you're not going to like that. And I appreciate, some people don't like that. I actually like when people tell me that, especially if they know me like Tim does, because it might save me the time. Or if I go see it, then I know that, hey, I've been warned that I'm not going to like this movie. And so now I'm kind of going into with that, like, hey, don't expect a lot. It's not your cup of tea. Like, so I go into it. Like, I warned Mizzy, what movie was it recently? It was on his watch list. And I said, just a heads up, it's really slow. And Mizzy sometimes, you know, depending, slow movies aren't his jam anymore as much. Well, he went into it. He really liked it. And the warning of, hey, it's slow, gave him that headspace of like, hey, I know what I'm going into now. And so sometimes that helps people. You never know. But yeah, the whole review copy, it's one of those things. It's like, I just don't ask if I got review copies, and don't ask me to lie about my opinion, because I can't do that. I'm not fake. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit there and be like, it was good when I really hated the movie. I'm not going to do that. I just can't do that.
But
I can't lie.
I also think that, like, when I watch people who get review copies, I'm like, but I thought you didn't like that movie, so why did you have them send it to you? Like, I remember when they went to go see it at the theater, and they were like, man, this was dog shit. Now you own it. Like, well, why, though? I don't get that. And see, the reason why I look at it in the sense of, like, somebody who has less followers or whatever the hell than me gets something like that, like, cool for you, because I've been the person at the concerts that was shooting for the smallest, like, internet magazine type thing. And I was, like, next to people who were shooting for, like, Rolling Stone. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you kind of have that little kindred spirit type deal, and you're just like, yes, you're winning. You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe it's because I have that little bit of perspective in that sense. But at the same time, I don't understand why people get everything sent to them when, like, say, like Madam Web. Why did people get that sent to them? They didn't like that movie. I didn't mind it. Maybe it's because I'm not a Spider-Man fan, but
I think what Ashley's even talking about, you could say, like, I know Tony and I struggle with this, for example. Like, this is a label right here, Shout Select, for example. There's 167 of these titles, okay? I know, Tony, you're not collecting all of them. I collect every Shout Select title, regardless of my thought or opinion on the movie. And sometimes because it has a numbered spine. I know, Tim, you're not into that. I wish I never started that, Tony. I'm sure you probably feel the same way at times with some of these labels like Kino Cult, when you see some of them put out. And I have these conversations with Tony all the time about collecting stuff and I've been getting better about it. I recently had a conversation with Mizzy about it. I've been going through, like, I keep Google Sheets, log of everything, and I've been trying to, like, get better about it. I've been watching movies as blind buys, and I have it listed as something I'd like to pick up from Criterion. I watch it, I don't like it, I take it off the list. So I'm trying to get better about it, but I'm still, like, definitely not perfect about that. But it's my thing. But I totally get what you're saying, Ashley, because I mean, I got Madam Web and I hated the movie, you know. But I didn't see it until I watched it, or I didn't until I watched it. So it was a blind buy. But
at the same time, we all own movies we don't like because, like, I love the Halloween franchise. I don't like all the movies in it. Just like with Friday the 13th. It's not so much owning movies you don't like, because I own plenty of those. But I'm also somebody, like, I don't collect like you do. Like you like the numbered spines and stuff like that. And I am, by all means, not shitting on that. I'm more of like, I'm just like, dude, this was a one-time watch. Goodbye. Now let me put in a 9th copy of Evil Dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to make room that I like.
People like that, and Joe, for example, who does a series called Didn't Make the Shelf. When he doesn't like something, he does not keep it. It doesn't make the shelf. He either gives it away, sells it, or brings it into like a bowl use. He does a video, and then people say, I'll take that, and he gives them a price usually. But I agree with that. I think that's genius what Joe does. I think it's genius what Ashley does, saying, I didn't like this. It's not staying on my shelf. Me and Tony don't do that. And Tony is struggling with space. Am I right, Tony? I don't struggle with space yet, but like I do feel like I have so much stuff in my collection. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. My letterbox, I made a list of all the movies I own to see how many movies I own versus how many like barcodes I own. And I own like 3,800 different movies versus what Blu-ray.com tells me I own. My percentage of I've seen is 50%. And I will probably never get too high on that list because I blind buy so much stuff that I half the time don't even get around to. So I've seen 50% of the stuff in my collection, and a lot of it is duplicates.
But that's not a bad, I mean, that's a pretty good number though, from 3,000 whatever.
Yeah, it's all right.
What I mean? But like, say like with Tony, he has this whole basement. And I am not criticizing the way he collects, because most of the time when I watch his haul videos, I'm like, damn it, that's a good release. But like, it's when you're limited with space, like I am. If I still lived in my 3-bedroom apartment in California, it would be shit everywhere because I could afford that and I could have the room. But now I only have, I have stuff out in the garage because I can't fit it in my room. So it's like, when you're limited on space, I don't understand the fact that you just continuously get shit you don't want or like, for that matter. Not so much want, you don't know.
It's your apartment. Like, design it the way you want. I remember I had Derek and his wife over, Courtney, and she comes over and she's like just looking at everything, and I was like, yeah, you could tell I'm a bachelor, you know, and a single guy living on my own. And she's like, no, I couldn't tell at all. It's sarcasm, of course.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's just like, it's my place, of course. And she wasn't disagreeing with it all. They, you know, it was just one of those things where some people come by, but I've had people over who don't understand this aspect, and they're just like, what are you doing? Like, even my mom, like, why are these, what are these? Like, these popcorn buckets and all that stuff, and like these just tins I have and the collectibles I have laying around. She's like, what is this? And why is it sitting around? Like, and it's just like, it's my thing. I do what I want to do. Then my dad the other day, let me tell you a funny story about him, because he calls these tapes still, okay, from back in the day. And so the other day I'm getting the couch ready for him to sleep on, and I forgot I had a movie left sitting on, and he doesn't understand this. Well, luckily it was just a Blu-ray, because if it was a Steelbook, he would have gotten the wrath of me. But he tossed my Blu-ray on the floor, and I was like, you don't just toss these, Dad. I was like,
don't you do that.
Don't do that. And he's like, what? I don't know. It's just a tape, right? And I was like,
did he rewind it before he tossed it?
I was like, it's a Blu-ray. But yeah. I was like, it wasn't a Steelbook. So, but yeah, it's just some people don't understand it, you know. But my dad doesn't nag on me for it. He's fine with it. He enjoys watching movies. He just doesn't understand this aspect of it. But he's the one that got me into collecting. But one thing I want to talk about before I catch up with the chat is Tim and I have talked about this a lot. These are J cards right here. So I got a box. Tim, you've talked about this before. And Tony, you keep your J cards. Like, here's a Steelbook, for example, no J card, right? I get rid of my J cards. Tim gets rid of his J cards. Everybody collects differently. Some people are very big into, for example, like I don't get rid of the digital copy code. I don't care about them. Joe wants every digital copy code that came with one. He wants it in the case. Tony gets rid of them. Tim gets rid of them. So everybody collects differently. And it's like, I'm a OCD. I'm an original pressing kind of guy, but I don't care about J cards. Tony's an original pressing kind of guy, but he doesn't care about the digital copy and the code on the inside.
Yeah, I don't until now. Now you're making me wonder. Do I need to reply all of these things and put the digital code back in?
But everybody does it differently. Like it doesn't matter how people collect. People need to stop. If you want to collect something because you love the movie, then do it. If you want to collect something, and Tony, we've done this, Tim, we've done this. Like, I don't know if it's behind me, the Universal Monster set that Tony sent me back in Tennessee. Like, I love that. That artwork is incredible. It's still sealed. I haven't even opened it up yet, but I love that artwork. It was $130. One thing I don't agree with, though, is I thought we love movies. Today I opened up Instagram at like 5 p.m. The first thing I see is Dawn of the Discs it was Dawn of the Disc, and it was the Blu-ray release of or the 4K announcement for Signs, which I'm super excited about. I love that movie. I know Ken does. Tim, you're not a fan. Ashley, you're a fan. Well, I clicked the comment section, which I need to stop doing this. In like the first 6 comments are, this artwork is terrible. Joaquin Phoenix looks awful. What in the AI is this? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, aren't people excited we're getting a 4K of Signs, especially because Disney owns the property? I'm like, I'm confused as to when people started caring more about artwork than they do about a 4K announcement that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are excited about or should be excited about.
Yeah. I don't quite get that. When you get into the second release, like it's already got a 4K, and now the studio decides they want to do a re-release. At that point, you deciding to buy it is a packaging decision. At that point, it's like, okay, I want cool artwork. I want a cool box. Like, it already exists on 4K. So now this is just for the people that just want a double dip type thing. But the first time it's coming to 4K, shouldn't the number one thing be like, it's on 4K? Like, that I would think would be the number one. Like, yeah, I want cool artwork. Like, I literally line my freaking walls with artwork. I love artwork, but I would think you'd still like the movie would be the number one thing. And when you complain about it online, Warner Brothers, or is it Warner Brothers? I don't know who the hell Signs and Sixth Sense are.
I thought that was Fox.
Sony.
Okay, Sony or whoever.
It's Sony.
Sony's releasing all the Disney. Sony is releasing all the Disney catalog.
But it was owned by Fox or Disney.
Yeah.
So it was their property.
Okay, so Sony is not going to decide at the last second, because at this point it's late in the game. When they're making these announcements, like this stuff is already in the works getting made, they're not changing the artwork. So you complaining is not changing the artwork. So just be happy you're getting it on 4K. Like, people can rally behind shitty artwork all you want, but like, it's not going to change, guys. Like, it's when you're seeing that announcement, we're already pretty far along in the production. Like, heck, if it sells well, maybe you're going to get a re-release, and maybe that will have better artwork. I'm not saying I'm happy with the artwork, but
I don't want to sit here and say you're not entitled to your own opinion that artwork sucks, but I guess because you are, okay, it's fine. It is what it is. I get it. You're unhappy about artwork. You care about, it's a movie you really like. You want cool artwork, but isn't the 4K release of it the more important thing? Is my kind of take. Why? It's just, I feel like people bitch just to bitch, because like we were talking about earlier, why can't you just find something good to say, like, hey, I'm really happy to see Signs getting a 4K, instead of, hey, this artwork sucks. Like, I don't understand. Like, why aren't we happy to see it getting a 4K? I guess most people are really happy to see it get a 4K, but they're really unhappy the artwork sucks. Nightmare on Elm Street was a huge.
I was about to say.
And a lot of people made such a fuss about it. And I don't want to call people out by names. And I don't want to do that. And I won't do that. So I won't. But what I will say is, somebody made a video. They were bitching about the artwork in Nightmare on Elm Street, and then right after bitching about the artwork in the Paramount Scares box set. And it's just like, I don't get it. Like, but clickbait sells, and complaining brings people in. Look at, I mean, I don't usually get 50 people watching my stuff, but tonight there is, because we're talking about a hot clickbait type of topic. You know what I mean? So that's what people want to see. They want to see you get into the nitty gritty dramatic topics. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like doing that. I only wanted to do this because I'm sick of the negativity, and I just feel like we need to be more positive in this hobby. There's a lot of negativity surrounding it. I didn't mind the Nightmare on Elm Street. I was happy to see it get a 4K. I don't care that the artwork isn't up to standard for some people. Didn't bother me. And I'm also super excited about that Paramount Scares box set. We're getting Breakdown on 4K. I love that movie. Friday the 13th Part 2. And then, of course, they're still releasing a standard edition, and everybody was freaking out about it. And it's like, so I like the Paramount Scares box set. I pre-ordered it when it was like $70, right? You get 4 4Ks. Works for me. I have the first volume. You get a pin with it and a magazine too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and mine stays sealed on the shelf.
And that's okay. That's all right. Some people are out of box collectors. Some people are still in box collectors. So everybody does it differently.
Yeah. Artwork wise, I remember when Poltergeist came out, and like mentally in my mind, I love the artwork of Carol Ann in front of the screen. Like when I think Poltergeist, I'm thinking that. I wasn't a fan of the artwork on the Poltergeist 4K, but we got a Poltergeist 4K. It was a pretty good. It was like seizure worthy at the one moment, but it's a pretty good 4K. I'm happy we got that. Like, I'm not thrilled with the artwork, but like, I got Poltergeist on 4K. That's a win. Like, it's okay to be upset about bad artwork, but like, don't let it consume your excitement that the movie is coming to 4K. Like,
let me ask everybody in the chat, not that I'm paying attention to it, I apologize. I'm usually really good about reading the chat. It's just a lot to keep up with. And I'll go back to Michelle, Ken's wife, okay? Do you remember when they did the audit back in the day? I'm sure, Tony, you watched all those. They were talking, Ken had bought Friday the 13th Steelbook. And she was like, why did you just buy that? It's like your 7th or 8th copy of it. And he looks at the back and he goes, it's got a new quote on the back of it. And she goes, it's just going to sit on the shelf. And so to my thing to people saying the artwork sucks, what are most people doing with that Poltergeist 4K slipcover? It's probably on their shelf, unless they're displaying it like on the shelf, sitting up at the top like this. I can't imagine they are, though.
It's going to sit like that.
How does the spine look? That's what I want to see.
It's going in like that. So I just don't get why people throw a fit only for it to sit on a shelf, just like you're saying. It's one thing if it's a really big box set or something like that. I know the Lost Boys slipcover was also kind of hated on, right? When that got released, the slipcover version of that. Fright Night, for example, people's biggest complaint about that steelbook of it, which, by the way, is probably one of the best transfers in my opinion. I'm not even big on transfers, but I love the Fright Night transfer. Well, the inside artwork, there was no inside artwork. It didn't have anything on the steelbook. People were complaining about it, and I'm like, how often are you going to open up that artwork and look at it, like on the inside of a steelbook? I don't think many people are doing that.
You're not looking at it while it's playing? Damn it, Bob. You don't have a see-through player?
I just can't agree with it. But Ellie says, Ashley, you're awesome. I love your bluntness. Is there any comments that you guys wanted to touch on? Hey, Talkies, we should do a live.
You just have to make your way through. I don't even know where we're at.
Speaking of Jurassic, did you see professional wrestler Matt Cardona did a Jurassic Park themed entrance?
I did not.
You like what you like, Vika says. Bob definitely not going to like the first Omen.
Drink the Kool-Aid and follow him.
Kool-Aid and follow me. When it comes to differing opinions on movies, what matters is being respectful. Like Bob and I had different feelings about Immaculate, and we're able to have a great conversation about it. Yes, because she found something that I didn't even get. But from a woman's perspective, she had a different perspective on the movie than I also had. And I appreciated the conversation I had with her. She reached out to me, we talked, and it was civil. Ellie and I have never gotten into a shouting match or like we've had disagreements on movies. Of course, anybody does. But it is what it is. You have your own opinions. I don't want to put Ellie on blast, but she likes the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street more than the original, for example. And
Allie's got the hottest takes. Okay,
I don't want to put her on blast.
That's her opinion, though.
Exactly.
Opinion is my point. Like, Allie's entitled to that. I like a lot of remakes more than the originals. Some people don't. It is what it is.
Hot take. I prefer the Fright Night remake over the original.
I like the Fright Night
that-
remake more than the
awesome.
original as well. I like it a lot. I like Anton Yelchin. So an Imogen Poots. Sorry, Allie. I just wanted to prove a point that it's your opinion and you're entitled to it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Sorry, Allie's gonna be like, "How dare you do that?"
I'm not going to call her out.
But
But I did. Tony, I just got the movie followers make it sound like you liked it, but I wasn't putting her on blast in a negative way. That wasn't, you know what I mean, when I say that. So anyway, I have to defend myself now. Hi, everyone. I have over 10,000 titles in my collection. I like everything from silent films to slashers. I have some friends who look down on films that aren't considered classics.
And that's a shame. I love the artsy fartsy classics, and I also love watching Bill and Ted or some other stupid movie. It's good to have a nice wide variety.
it is. I follow a few people on Instagram that are, I like to call them the pretentious film bros, because I swear, if it's not like Criterion, and I like Criterion movies, just not all of them because they're not all my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But if it's not those, it's dog shit. It's like, okay, so is Wall-E a pretentious film bro movie because it has a Criterion? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, just because other people like something.
Wall-E's not for me, though.
No, what I'm saying is because that's just such an offhanded movie in the Criterion collection.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong?
There's a lot of Criterions that like. I do like when people, but there are pretentious. I feel like some pretentious people out there. They get real I'm better than you kind of mentality. It's some people with some things, you know. I love Bull Durham. That's probably one of my favorite Criterion releases.
Yeah.
It was only last week in a comment on someone else's channel, I was called a caveman for my caveman tastes in movies.
Okay. People like Tim? Yeah, I think so.
No, they don't.
I think so. Bob just hit Tim with they not like us. Tony was rebaptized after watching Poor Things.
I never watched that movie because of what it was about.
Yeah, that director. I watched what was it? The Lobster, I think, and
What else has he done again?
Killing of the Sacred Deer, I
I
believe.
love Killing the Sacred
I
Deer.
like that one.
I did not like Lobster, and I haven't given anything else a shot yet.
You're like, nope.
It would be different if any of you were trying to be influencers, but what all of you are doing is out there sharing your love of movies and making great friendships along the way.
That's a word, influencers.
I hate that word so much when people actually put that on their Instagram bio. Influencer, social media influencer.
So I'm not gonna
hated bodies.
I'm not gonna say this as a dig, and I don't intend it to be. The people that do make social media like their main platform that they're making the money, like they're hustling, trying to make money. I like the personality and the content made by B-Star. I don't know if any of you follow him. I like him a lot. He gets so many partnerships though that sometimes when you become an influencer, you almost feel like an ad as you're scrolling the feed. It starts feeling more like an ad and not as much like, hey, what do you enjoy? So like I like when I run across this content that is not sponsored, because at a certain point, if people get sponsored too much, it's like, well, what's your opinion versus like the company's paying you for? And like I said, I don't mean it. I don't want to sound like a dig, because I think B-Star, like I said, I love his like personality is great. It just, if you get a lot of sponsorships, man, you're just a scrolling ad.
Well, Tim, there's a lot of people out there too. Once again, won't name names, but that are getting everything in for free, and then they're telling you we should buy day one.
Yes.
You remember that video, Tim, a while back? That was probably a couple of years ago. You don't pay for a thing you get, and then you're telling us why we should support the companies and pay for it day one versus on sale prices, and why it hurts the companies. We're not getting it for free, okay? Like, don't worry about what we're doing. Like, if we want to buy it on sale, we can't all afford to buy stuff day one. It's pretty difficult to do. I like sale prices personally.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
So
Can I also say one more thing about that kind of goes in some. I refuse to watch people's 4K reviews. I'm like, your TV looks and your player looks different than mine. Your eyes see things different than me, because I used to watch people's 4K reviews because I'm like, oh, and then it's just like, I feel like when people keep getting things in and they have to review them because, it's part of the gig, it's like they're nitpicking it. Like, oh God, there's some pixels in the left-hand corner for 0.0 seconds. Like, okay, I don't give a shit about that. Like, can I see the movie? Is it lit well? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like with like You're Next, like that movie is dark, but it's like the Second Sight one, it didn't look that dark to me. I mean, it was dark, but it made it crisp. You know what I mean? And maybe somebody else is like, dude, I can't even see this damn movie now. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I just
want to
can't
see a
get behind
movie
them.
too. I know 4K is supposed to make it brighter or whatever, darker is dark or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know shit about 4K transfers. Okay, I buy 4Ks.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it gets an upgrade. That's the way I see it. I'm not out here to nitpick. I just watched a movie, looked like it was filmed on a potato the other day. I watched it because Joe recommended it to me, and it was on YouTube, and it was worse than VHS quality. I'm not even joking, but I
Yeah.
watched it because it was on his watch list, and it was the only way I could watch the movie because there was no better quality of watching it. So when people are out here complaining about 4K, I'm like, I had to watch a movie that was filmed with a potato.
Yes.
So I'm not out here complaining about a 4K transfer, okay? Even if they look waxy or whatever, I'm just happy you got a 4K and upgrade, cool, whatever. I could add it to my collection, all that stuff.
Exactly.
It's funny. I don't. So I watch very few 4K reviews on people's channels. Very few. But occasionally when people are talking heavily on a certain title, like I'm seeing what people are at least talking about. And it is funny, though, sometimes when someone is talking specifically about a certain thing and then I pop that thing in, and sometimes I notice it and other times I don't. And it makes me think of Heat 4K. Everyone's like, this 4K is really dark. It's really dark. And I'm thinking, it can't be this bad. It can't be that bad. And I popped that thing in at my parents. I was dog sitting for them. And I was like, holy shit, on their TV, I literally can't see what the hell's going on screen. I was like, this poor child.
That's bad. I want to be able to see. See, my biggest complaint, I watched when I got it, it was one of my first 4Ks. It was called like The Fifth Wave or whatever the hell it is with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yes.
I couldn't see what was happening in the forest scenes at all. It was pitch black. Half of the movie was like that. And that is my biggest complaint. I know that whatever that's supposed to make darks darker, whatever. I want to be able to see what is going on. That is my biggest thing. Just let me be able to see. So when these movies are really dark, okay, which a lot of horror movies are forest or something like that, The Descent, for example, I just hope that I could see what's going on.
Yeah.
That's
you know what another thing I don't like, and this is, I mean, from VHS on, is why the hell is the music so much louder when the person is talking? It's like, what? Like there was a few spots in Civil War when shit was going on. It was only in the theater. It didn't happen when I rewatched it. But like what did they just say? I'm not deaf. Like, I mean, I've been around jets, but like my hearing isn't completely lost. Like what the hell?
Like the score music playing over the dialogue.
Yeah. And then like old movies. Oh my God, you cannot hear them talking when they're talking, and you turn it up, and then a song comes on or some lady screaming and it's like 20 million times louder, and I'm just like, Jesus, like that was too much for me. That's my complaint.
Tom Cruise talking about like he hates that word. I saying it's just give me a break with TikTok and influencers. I have a cousin that considers herself an influencer. I loathe what she does. Yeah. See, I had a really good conversation when I had Jane on my channel, or I'm sorry, Nikki on my channel. It's Jane Doe Juggalo. But yeah, so I always agree what she has to say. Do people who get review copies always pick the ones they want, or do studios just send them stuff over? So I think some I believe like will email the person and then they'll say, what would you like to get? And so then you just tell them what you want to get. But I think a lot of people just tell them like click everything because it's free. So
it's free.
If it's free, I'll take it all.
Yeah. So But let's see here. I loved all 5 of those listed. Tony, you're quiet. You got anything to say? I have a very curated collection. I only want movies in my collection that I enjoyed and we'll watch again. Yes, a lot of Allie has a lot of DVDs, but she literally everything in her collection, she could tell you what it is and why she owns it. Like she has what she wants to have. She doesn't buy stuff she doesn't like. She doesn't waste her money on movies that like I do. Like movies I'm not gonna like. Tony has a baby to car seat popcorn bucket. I hope Sonia judges him every time she walks into the garage. That's it.
Oh god.
Tony, I want that one. I'm the type if I can't display it. Here we go. Tony's gonna show it. Don't worry.
That is awesome. I never saw that.
Yeah, it was Regal. It's online. It might still be available.
It's a popcorn bucket and a
show the zipper on the back.
Where does the popcorn go?
I'll put the
popcorn goes in the back.
Right in the bag right here.
Okay,
and then the zipper's right down at the bottom, right?
And it was only $45, so really good deal.
They went up in price.
Screaming deal.
I'm the type I can't display it. I purge collection. I won't do totes. I live in California in my apartment. Yes, I have my organized shelves. Good thing for Bob. A lot of those popcorn buckets are bachelor.
Tony's just staying up full screen.
Sorry, Tony. I'll take you off full screen. I was gonna look, Tony. I like to keep you on full screen every once in a while. Fold the J card in half and put it inside the case. Steelbook has info on the extras cast on it. Sell the digital copy or redeem it and get the slip of paper out of my case. Yeah, so that's what he does. Yeah, and some people keep the J card. I see that a lot. They fold
I think if I started folding the J card and putting it in Steelbook from the start, I would do that. But I've tossed them from the get-go, and I ain't changing at this point.
I'm like, that's how I am. Once I start doing something, I don't want to get away from it. That's why the dangers of like starting with numbered spines. I know I won't want to stop doing it.
Since I put all my Steelbooks in bags, it fits perfectly. It's just like it's packaged brand new.
I have those hard cases from Malco, and I just slide it in kind of like how it was packaged again. So
Signs is an amazing story. I love Signs. Talk to Tim about how much he loves Signs.
I feel like one of the only people that doesn't like that movie.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay, Tim. Buena Vista is Signs and Sixth Sense, not facts.
Oh my God! Please say that again.
Buena Vista.
Buena Vista. Buena Vista.
No, what did I say?
Just say it again.
Buena Vista.
I love that people from back east can't say shit.
Oh my God, Ashley.
I love it.
I'm more like Midwest anyways. I'm not even to East. That would be Tim.
You say pop. That's all I need to know.
I say pop because it is pop. It's not soda.
It's soda.
We say pop out here. There's some people that say, get me a Coke. And then they say, what flavor? And it's like a Sprite. So
that is
cherry Coke, please.
That's
what I want
too. Me too, Ben. Reason I saved the J card is because it is the only place the barcodes are ever listed on Steelbooks. I keep so I can rescan the titles depending on
100%.
For inventory.
We scan them first thing, and then I toss the cards. But I'm not gonna say I haven't opened up a Steelbook and tossed the card. And April's like, I didn't scan that yet. I'm like, oops.
Yeah, but then you could just manually look it up.
Yeah,
or you could just call me. I'll give you the barcode.
Well, you guys 4K art sucks, but great movie and transfer.
Yep.
Makes me wonder if they have seen the film. Gizmo says, what I have no idea on is why the hell do people buy 4K and don't care about the quality of the restoration? That's a way bigger question. Why do people lie and say Terminator 2 has a good restoration?
I think with Terminator 2, different people value different things. And like, I like grain, but there are people that hardcore hate grain. And like T2 is pristine looking for wax figures on a screen, but there's no grain. Like it is completely grain free. So people that hate grain, they like T2.
Shut your mouth. Nightmare on Elm Street remake is not that bad, really. I don't mind the Nightmare.
I know. I think it's
feel
kind
free
of
to
funny.
put me on blast, Bob. I stand by the Nightmare on Elm Street remake and will always defend it. See, she wasn't mad at me. Thank you so much. I've been worried about that this whole time. No, I don't hate the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street the way some do. I like it a lot more than 4, 5, and 6. I'll put it that way, because I'm not the biggest
4, 5, and 6.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4,
Yeah.
5, and 6.
No, I'm sitting there thinking about which one's those. I mean,
Yeah.
I like them.
A little silly for me, I think. Too silly. They really hate my collection then. Tim, I was flustered when they called you caveman.
Flattered.
Or I was flattered. Sorry.
Ew, flustered.
The better Borgos' killing of a sacred deer just to watch that one. It's a trip though. Kinds of kindness. Is that what it was called?
Kinds of kindness, yeah.
Okay. Is it Wild Yorgos film? Yeah. I'm just not really my cup of tea, I don't think. I don't think I'd like his movies. Yes, all 4K reviews are exercises in nitpicking.
glad it's not just me.
My name is Arthur, and I can count to potato. Pax Adam, and that film you watched on a potato was your number one. It was, and I can imagine I would like it even more if I could actually see it better. Pax Adam, Wild Borgos had a lot of films. Ashley, my sound issue is why are the trailers in the menu screen 10 times louder than the actual movie?
Truth.
True too. Daw, baby Deadpool. Tony, that's cool. Ashley, not saying this is a fix. Do you have speakers for surround sound? Usually dialogue is best heard through the center channel. So perhaps it would really help.
I'm a total nerd with that. So yeah, I have it all good and dandy. It's just mainly at movie theaters. I can't hear shit sometimes.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that too.
And I'm not somebody who likes closed caption. And I mean, I'm not shitting on anybody that does. I'm just like, because if I see closed caption, that's all I'm doing is reading it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, get that away so I can see the movie.
This is a good comment right here. Magic Hand says, can you imagine if all steelbooks had numbered spines?
Oh, no, stop.
Give them ideas. I say soda, and Anthony says pop. I love that he calls it that. I think it's adorable and fun. See, Anthony, I think I know where he's from, but I'm not going to put out where some state somebody lives in. But I think I know where he's from. And
he's in the region of you.
He's close
right?
to me, exactly. Yes, he's
Yes.
Midwest. Soda pop here in Minnesota. Soda pop. See, soda pop is another one. You combine both. Yes, Chris. Bob might put us in timeout. I can't speak, y'all.
I can't believe you caught up on that chat.
I just caught up with the chat. I was waiting
yeah.
to let you guys all talking. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I was talking about Signs 4K artwork. Here's another one, Tim, because you just got this recently on your. We won't name names once again, but it was a comment that you received today about slipcovers needing to be on the movie, otherwise they decrease in value and it's not worth the same, and it should be in your collection.
Yeah, I made that comment.
That was you, Tony, huh? So, Tim, because speaking of like custom slipcovers, for example, I don't collect them. Tony, you don't collect customs either, right? I'm an original pressing kind of guy. So even if it didn't come with the slip, even if it's something like Wrong Turn, where Wrong Turn 2, 3 don't have slips, 4 and 5 do, 6 doesn't, I still won't go and get customs printed for the other ones. I just don't want to do that. I'll keep the slips on the ones they came with and won't on the others. But I do not agree with attacking somebody like Tim. I took half of his slip covers off his movies. That's why. But I don't agree with attacking Tim for not collecting slip covers. It is his damn collection. It is not up to you how he wants to put his movies on the shelf. And now it probably looks really nice without any slip covers.
Oh, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, especially like Kino Lorber and stuff, because they're so consistent, and then their slip covers were very different on the spine. They look nice without the slips. And not to mention, one of the other benefits, I saved space. You don't think about it, but slips take up a lot of space when you have a lot of them.
It's about, if you got the shelves like I have, like I think a lot of people have, not you, Tim, but I know like Tony has similar shelves. You're right. It's probably at least one movie on each row, which is 27 extra movies that could potentially fit, or maybe 2 per row, which ends up being closer to 54. So that's a lot of movies, like you said, for one shelf.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to like slips, like I said, I'm happy to have given them, like I don't toss slips or anything like that. They all go to the side, and I like the idea. I will give them to people that care about them. Like whatever slips I have right now will then come to the next meetup, and people could have at them again. Like I want them to go to a home of someone that is going to to care and appreciate for them.
I will.
That's why I keep these J cards, because I know there's people out there like Tony, but he has mostly all of them. But I keep J cards. I don't use them, but I keep them in a box just in case somebody comes to me one day and is the same way I am with slip covers. They are with J cards, and they're missing a ton of them. I'll have a bunch of J cards for them. So they're not hard to keep.
My problem when it comes to slips, and especially people looking kind of down their nose at someone that doesn't have the slips, you can't, if you base who you deem as a worthy collector based on slips, you're then writing off the people that can't afford to buy day one and slips disappear. You're writing off the people that are purchasing secondhand because they couldn't afford to buy it at release. You're basically saying, to be a true collector, you have to buy everything at release or close to it to ensure a slip. That sounds really pretentious, in my opinion. Like, in the end, a movie collector, we're collecting movies. We love movies. Whether the cardboard is there or not doesn't determine how much of a fan or a collector we are. We shouldn't write off people that buy secondhand because they couldn't buy it at release. Like, that all sounds like malarkey.
Well, let's take the Your Next release, for example, Second Sight. They released two options, right? It's the limited edition option, and there's one with just a standard edition. It doesn't come with the slip, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I saw Ashley post, for example, and then I think a couple other people. Alexis was another one. I think she posted it. And then I saw a couple people buying the standard release of it without a slip or anything. How are you going to judge somebody because they wanted to pay $20 less and get a standard edition?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is not a big deal. I like to get the limited edition on all of them. That's just my thing. It doesn't even matter if I like it or not. I'm getting the limited edition. It doesn't matter the price. But I will never look at somebody and go, how dare you get Your Next standard edition? That's the dumbest thing. People have different money situations. Some people don't want to drop an extra $20 just to get some art cards and a booklet. They don't need that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no one should be told that their collection is lesser because they're getting something, the lesser version, the standard, or they're getting it used or something like that. In the end, we want the disc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the goal, to get the disc to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's in a hard box or has a slip cover is kind of irrelevant, really. Like,
people could attack, for example, I mean, he just did the battle on Friday and he had his movies in a binder.
I've seen many people use binders.
So it's to each his own. If he cares about the disc, he had it in a binder. Some people disagree. I was like, okay, I would never do that, but he's a different collector than me. If he wants to put it in a binder, he could put it in a damn binder.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the whole slipcover thing kind of drives me a little bit crazy, because like, I would see if I was purposely in a video ripping it in half or burning it, that would basically be me enticing people just to piss them off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. Like, in my videos, anytime, I'm just pulling it off and putting it to the side, and that's it.
And when you and Joe did that on the live stream, it was for fun.
Oh, that was really just for fun, yeah.
But it still hurt.
Actually, I don't know if you know what he's talking about, but there was this.
I saw it.
Where Tim just started, he goes, don't care, and he just chucks the slip cover, and then go through a whole box of them.
Hey, I watch quite a bit of live streams. I just don't always make myself known.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, okay. So like with Your Next, I honestly was thinking myself, because I'm like, do I really need that box? Because I really like that box, but I really just want that movie.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but this is one of my favorite 2010s, horror movies.
No doubt.
So I was like, screw it, I'll purge on this one. But other ones, like say with like High Tension, I didn't buy it, but I was literally I'm like, oh, I probably just get the normal version.
Did you get the standard one or no?
No, because I was just like, be honest with you, I don't really like it. I know that's probably a hot take, but.
So you didn't get any copy for the High Tension one? Okay,
no.
That one went out of print. That's another thing too. I know Busy and I will talk about this a lot. he's like, it's so hard to figure out what's going to go out of print and what won't. Like,
Right?
because you want to wait for sale prices, and he's just like, I'm trying to sit here and I'm like looking at what's coming out, and I'm like, okay, I could wait on this. And then he's like, and then that one goes out of print, and the one that I thought would go out of print doesn't. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it is so hard to gamble, which is why Tony spends $76 on a brand new standard steelbook day one release at Walmart, because he's got to get it.
So something pretty funny, and this is how screwed up in the head I can be as a collector, and I think a lot of collectors do this, but like, you know, I just got this in today. Nice new set with a nice steel book inside. It's got the art cards, and it's got the book in here that I will probably never, ever open. Nor will I ever take the poster or the art cards. None of this stuff will get used or looked at. But I had to have the big box set.
Chunky box of it.
Yeah, it's the box though. Like, to me, it's the box and the art.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a shit about
I
this.
love that hard box. You could hit it and
Yes.
it sounds good. You know, it's a solid case. I love that. Yes. Yeah, that and the Atomic Blonde. And then what was the other one they put out with that? The one, I don't remember what it was called, but they did like 3 at the same time of those they announced. Yeah, good stuff. No, those went out really fast. Are they numbered on the back of those?
It is numbered on the bottom.
Okay.
I got 308 of 2000.
Yeah, those went really fast.
I love that movie.
Mine came in today too. The thing about that though is I keep all those kind of boxes stay sealed. So then I buy the steel book, the single steel book release, so I can open the steel book.
That one, yeah.
I also bought this.
It's a lenticular, Tim. It does lenticulate.
It's pretty.
A $50 box for Jaws of Revenge. I have problems.
There's no judgment here.
No, we all get it because we've all been there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. No, I get it. I do the same thing. I do a lot of times. I do what Tony does. I get the box set, and then I end up buying double dipping to get the standard steel book of it. And then you also pick up the slip cover too, right, Tony? You know what I will say though, this is something that I wish companies would do, like Paramount Presents, for example. The Red Eye went out of print. It's one of the things that went out of print. Then they re-release it in a standard edition with a slip cover. Why not just keep pressing more copies of the Paramount Presents one?
Can I just say though, I like that standard one more.
Oh, I like the artwork on that for sure. I'm just
Sorry,
saying.
Tony.
No. I got them both. But listen, I think they do it to make the Paramount Presents a little bit more special, maybe to get people to, because those things are they're pricey, especially on release day.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they think that if they make them go out of print, then it makes it more valuable, and maybe people will snatch it up quicker as it's full retail.
That Almost Famous one is like $150. The Paramount Presents.
Crazy.
Ridiculous. I always tell, like, the thing about releases like Umbrella, for example, Tony buys most of those box sets. Even if you're on the fence about something like Umbrella, for example, if you're on the fence and you were kind of like, I didn't really need to get this, the value of it, and I don't resell anything, so I don't care about that, but at least I know that I might be on the fence of buying this, but at least it still holds value, at least at the bare minimum. At least I didn't like lose a bunch of money. If I want to resell it, I could easily get my money back for it.
I cringe at the thought of selling, and not because I don't want to get rid of stuff, but I hate the process of selling that freaking much that the value doesn't mean anything, because I don't want to go through that hassle. So that's why I would rather, if I could just bring stuff to a meetup and just give it away. The idea of posting this stuff on eBay or something and trying to sell it just puts.
That's the same thing. I'd rather trade it.
Yes, there we go.
Thanks, Tim.
But no, I get it. At one point, I had sold off my entire, like, this was back when DVD or Blu-ray was just getting started, so I only had like 200 of them. I sold off like 1,400 DVDs and all my Blu-rays, and I kept like 2 of them. That was it. And I am look at now. I wish I never did it. So I feel like I'm always worried about regretting selling too or anything like that. I just don't want to do it. I never know when I'm going to want it again, and then I'm upset that I don't have it. So I prefer to just hold on to it.
Same way with all my extras, because there's a lot of times I'll buy duplicates just to ensure I get something. I'll just turn around and sell the extras to other collectors, and not do the upcharge or anything like that, because not everybody can buy day one. So it's always good to be able to help other people in the community.
I will say this about people like Tony. Joe is another one. Absolutely, Joe. They look out for people. Tim, another one. I really appreciate that. There's people out here, and there's nothing I can't stand more than scalpers. Okay. So I really appreciate when people look out for people like a Tony who hooked you up with Furiosa, Tim. And you know what I mean? And that was hard to get at first. I think it went back in stock and everything, but I can't stand scalpers because you're just trying to make money off of a hobby that we all love. And because we're not as quick to get it. Somebody, for example, on Instagram, I recently saw posted, what was it? It was the Nightmare on Elm Street UK set, and it went out of print or went out of stock in the UK. I have a buddy on Instagram. He's like, I missed out because of scalpers, and now they're selling it for $100, and I didn't get paid early enough to get it. And I was like, you could try Orbit, but they don't ship to the UK. And unfortunately, he missed out because people want to buy 10 copies and 12 copies so they could resell it. And he didn't get paid early enough to get a copy for himself. I hate seeing that. It bums me out. That's why I really appreciate when Tony or Joe or something like that looks out for me. I really appreciate that. Joe,
it comes back around because sometimes I'm the one that misses out, and other people in the community help me out. So it's
hey, Tony,
it works both ways.
Adam helped you get a VHS copy of Terrifier 2.
Yep.
That was awesome. I think Adam just picked up a Chicago Steelbook for $5 because I never got it, and I like my Steelbook. So it was $5 at Walmart. He found it for. It's like, so it's just hooking people up, looking out for people. I don't know. Even letting people know where you could find something is helpful too. Sometimes, like, hey, there's still copies left of this here. You could get it over here, because they might have missed out. So,
yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Shocked Tony doesn't do custom slips when he all about bootlegs. Let's see. I do not like eco cases. I actually can't stand eco cases because I hate when the paper is ripped because of an eco case. That drives me absolutely crazy. Everybody on this panel is great. Everyone should always get what they like, Mike says. I traded in a bunch of stuff to Ed McKay's. For about half of them, they took the movie but left me the covers.
When you trade to stores, for the most part, slip covers mean nothing. So you're better off just keeping slips if you trade into.
Yeah, because they like the space. They like the space also.
Yeah. But places like a disc replay, they know what they got. So if it comes with a slip, they list it for a lot more. But
are they giving more for it though? That's what I mean. Like
Scream Factory, they would. The thing about places like that, though, if you're bringing in, and some people do this, right? They bring in their entire collection. They don't know what it's worth. They could get ripped off if the person knows, like, hey, I'm just going to give them this much, but I know it's going for 100. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it would take the right person at the counter doing the trade to understand, hey, this has a slip versus this doesn't. So, because a lot of their research, like I deal with Second and Charles, and a lot of their research is literally eBay. Like they're looking at eBay to see what stuff sold for, but they're looking up the movie. They're not looking up, hey, the movie with a slip, the movie without a slip. That means nothing to them in trade-in. So like I've traded movies into them and just kept the slip, and that some of those slips were part of what I brought to Tennessee. Because why trade the slips in if it doesn't mean anything?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was at a disc replay and I asked them, this was years ago, but he's like, we throw out our slip covers. I was like, it's like, no. But yeah, we throw them all out. Second sight standard editions have all the same features, same discs. I didn't need a novel for it follows, but it's cool to anyone who wanted it. Yeah. Adam, I thought it was strange too. I like French writing on on some of the Canadian releases you pick up. I can't stand that they do that, but that's Canadian. And so Canada, they write French, on it. Even Event Horizon is an all-timer for me. I have 4 verses of that film. It stands out myself. I love my Texas Chainsaw release with it. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, the only way to get it on the unrated version on Blu-ray was, I think, the Canadian version of it. The US version never did an unrated version, or it was on DVD. We got Sydney in the chat saying, "Hi, Bob and guest. I've never commented before, but the number one thing that bothers me in this community is how fake someone can be and obviously lie right to your face. It really leaves a bad taste." Well, thank you for being here and commenting. I follow Sydney on Instagram, I believe. Sydney, nice to see you, girly. Hey, Jess. Hey, Cindy. Welcome to the show. Yes, thank you for being here and commenting. Hard boxes are fire. Yeah, and you got to smell your Arrow video boxes because those smell good. The Hitcher from Second Sight. Go, Ashley, before you judge, go smell one of your Arrow video box sets. You'll be like,
They get you high as a kite.
The Hitcher
I can't smell any of mine. They're all wrapped in plastic.
Yeah. I think the Hitcher was I think a lot of people scared people into thinking that was going to sell out in like 2 days.
You didn't grab this, right, Tony? You said, or did you grab it?
I got the Arrow store exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Red and the blue.
Ooh.
All right.
I didn't know that was going to be a slip box. There's
Jealous.
Well, there's
it.
Okay, yeah, so it's like a slip box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Keep buying this movie. Because I have the Criterion Blu-ray, the Kino Lorber 4K, and now an Arrow 4K.
Yeah, the Hitcher's still available. I didn't think. Look, Second Sight's really good about like at least giving people a couple weeks, if not months, to get a copy of a movie that you want. Like even High Tension, even Dawn of the Dead, even Drive lasted a couple, I believe, weeks or months before that was gone. So
when are we going to get a Second Sight release for Midnight Meat Train?
Oh my
you want Midnight Meat Train? Okay,
I'll take Meat Train.
Good old Bradley Cooper. Eli Cortez says, "I pre-ordered the Retro Realms Halloween Ash vs. Evil Dead 16-bit game collector's edition. Only 5,000 made versus special edition versus VHS packaging of the game."
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. Hey there, Brian. Eli, love it, Tim. Yo, Eli, my girl Coco. Hey, JDL, best Christmas shark movie ever, Tim. What movie? Oh, Jaws the Revenge. Adam keeps saying that's a Christmas movie. Pop's Movie Dungeon has the potential quality or the patented quality hardbox knock. He has and so does Tony, and I'm still jealous to this day. They both have the Rambo massive chunky box from Zavi. Oh my goodness, that thing is nice. You should show it off right now, Tony, how big it is. Well spent. That sounds inappropriate. Let's see here. Movies and more damn straight. Certified Pops knock. They do not cause. They know we will buy them.
You know, this Paramount Presents thing has me wondering too, because I was behind on some titles, and I wonder if I missed out on some of those.
I could tell you exactly which ones are out of print because I have a list. So.
Well, I wonder if I picked up. I can't remember if I got Chinatown.
That's supposed to get repressed. Anybody heard anything about that getting repressed? Chinatown? I don't know.
So what were some of the hard ones?
I'll tell you right now. Paramount Presents out of print. Let's see. The Court Jester is out of print. Almost Famous is out of print. The Sheik is out of print. Red Eye, Once Upon a Time in the West, and Chinatown. Those are all out of print.
Don't have Once Upon a Time in the West, nor did I freaking pick up Chinatown. Damn it! That was on my list, and I never grabbed it. I got Almost Famous. Dang it!
Good old Tim. Sorry, but Tony might be willing to part ways.
Numbers besides that line, I do try to collect them all, and now I'm fucking mad. I didn't know that.
But Tony, are you willing to part ways with your Paramount Presents titles so you can help Tim out?
Damn it!
Yeah, but I heard Chinatown and Once Upon a Time in the West, at least according to, and he's not very reliable in my opinion, but that president of physical media, I think somebody had told me he posted that they're supposed to get reprinted. The Once Upon a Time in the West. But my question is, if they're going to repress them, is it going to be in the Paramount Presents line, or will it be like Red Eye, where it's?
That's what I'm thinking. It'd be like Red Eye.
Yeah.
Oh, but I want the Paramount Presents. I don't buy slips besides that one line.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing exactly.
Damn it!
Joker, don't jump. LOL. How do you guys feel about corrective comments on YouTube videos? Corrective comments. Somebody else help me out. What she means by that, Coco? Corrective comments, like somebody,
correcting,
like somebody,
maybe the way you say something.
yeah, how to say something, or like, because I got that. Freaking Synapse Films, I get that shit all the time. That drives me crazy. Also, when I misspell one fucking letter in somebody comments.
Or if you misspeak or mispronounce something, they
How
like to
dare
correct you on it.
Yes, I think that's if that's what she's talking about. Personally, that drives me crazy. Some things drive Tim crazy, like Tony drives Tim crazy. Well, you know what? For me, when people tell me how to pronounce something, that drives me crazy. Ashley, like 20 minutes ago.
Well, you know, some back in the earlier days when I was first doing the YouTube videos back in, you know, about 10 years ago, I would be really slow. I'd talk really slow and it would take forever for me to get to the video. So people corrected me on that. And so now I just do these 2.5 minute videos and I'm just talking fast. But then you have the people that don't like you talking too fast and they want you to slow down. You cannot please everybody. So just please yourself and do what you think needs to be done for your channel.
Yep. Yeah. Arrow Video, they started putting a slip cover over their slip boxes, like the Warrior had one, which is cool. The DVD slips are so fire. Tony, so did the Silence of the Lambs, did that come with like a booklet then and art cards or no?
Booklet.
For Silence?
Tim, you have it right there.
Yeah. For some reason, I didn't register what the fuck you were saying. It's the book and poster.
Okay, book and poster, no art. Art cards on the inside of the case? Sometimes they come with
Maybe. Yes. Look at that.
Oh, art cards. They usually give you 6 art cards on the inside of the case, a booklet, a poster, and the slip box, and then that's your. That's
exactly what you said it is, Bob. So there you go.
And you might even have reversible artwork on that too.
He does. It's the blue and the red.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Look at that.
Go ahead, reverse it, Tim.
Son of a bitch, man. You know, I've already shown half of my haul video for tomorrow in this fucking stream.
Just pull the video down. It's going to just get nothing but hate anyways.
Make sure to check out Tim's whole video and leave a lot of nasty comments for him.
Please do. The nastier, the better, I guess. I don't know.
Tony is the go-to physical media collecting. If anyone in the chat doesn't know that, now you do. What's up, Jim? Chef Jim. Love Midnight Meat Train. It's a good one. Midnight Meat Train is a Clive Barker story. The Godfather of Physical Media, Tony C. Ms. Z. Thumbs up. What's up, Bobby Blue? Ooh, Deadly Spooky's in the chat. What's up, Deadly Spooky? What's up, Bobby Blue, Timmy, and Tony? It is Bob. Hi, Ashley. You got that in there.
Hi.
Cindy says, Coco. Yes, Chinatown can be ordered now.
Oh, good.
The chat is hiding your face. Yeah. You know what will sometimes happen if somebody like says hi to everybody? What I'll do is I'll be like, they just forgot, Ashley. Or I'll be like, they didn't get it in there yet. I'll just make sure. But it was right here, see? Let's see. Chinatown has been confirmed to be repressed. Is it going to be the Paramount Presents line, though, Jim?
I'm ordering that Paramount Presents that's on Amazon.
How much is it?
$39, which
Chinatown 4K Paramount Presents only $39.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not. I swear that one was out of print, but $39 is pretty much what Tony probably bought it for, right? I think all the Paramount Presents ones are about $37.99 or something like that. By the way, do you guys think that? Okay, who's picking up the Thanksgiving Steelbook from Sony?
I didn't even see the movie yet, so I don't know.
Okay, it's talking about Steelbook prices. It sucks that it's $41.99. I have no issues paying $35 for Steelbooks, but $40 is expensive.
Inside Out too, right?
I don't know how much that one is.
So
I see that.
I think one of the bigger problems, and this goes with like Thanksgiving, is the studios are testing the ground with us on the Blu-ray to get that money to months later give us the 4K at a huge price.
How about Imaginary Steelbook? Luckily, that one is only $30. It's a 4K Steelbook. It's Lionsgate. It's an Amazon exclusive, I believe. But they put out the Blu-ray like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, where's the Abigail one then?
I'm waiting. Yeah, who's Abigail? Is that Sony? That's not Sony. Yeah, that is Sony. Is Universal? Universal
Oh,
did
it's
it.
Universal.
Yeah, Universal does they do the work.
That one did better than Imaginary, so that doesn't make sense to me.
So Abigail will probably get a 4K without a slipcover, considering it's Universal.
Like Black Phone?
Yeah, like Warner Brothers and Universal like to do. So Tony, if it gets a 4K without a slip, what do you do? Since you already
wait for it to go on sale.
And then you'll get it. Yeah, and you won't do a custom, right?
No.
And you will not put your Blu-ray slip over that.
I will not.
It looks weird.
I don't like doing that.
And I don't judge anybody that does that. I do know people that do that, but I won't be doing that.
I asked Corey when he was going to pick up, he has the Shallows on 4K and he found the lenticular slipcover for the Blu-ray. I was like, would you just have it like that or would you put the Blu-ray slip over the 4K? He's like, it's not a bad idea. So I don't know if Corey did it though. Chinatown is the last true Hollywood film. Is there a lot more Chinatown 4Ks available for $39.99?
You know, we keep talking about this, and I'm just gonna have to order it right now.
Because people jump on it.
Paramount Presents line is overrated, Jim says.
You know, so I will say he's not wrong in the sense that those things are bare bones as hell. The reason I love collecting though is I'm a big poster guy, and those things give so much love to the original poster with that fold out. I love that. So it's just poster Tim loving that, but they're bare bones as hell.
Did you see how much the Arrow it was Desperado steel was on Amazon? It was like $60 or $70.
Really?
For the Desperado steel book on Amazon. That's
too damn much. I picked up this thing for what was this, 67 or 80, somewhere around there.
And it's $50 on Barnes and Noble right now because
it's half off.
Oh, that would explain it. Well, either way, I bought it from Orbit, so I paid Orbit prices.
Yeah. Well, you're supporting them at least. I'm sticking with the Blu-ray for Thanksgiving. I love the Thanksgiving Steelbook. I just don't. I have zero issues when people complain about, oh, I pre-ordered Thanksgiving Steelbook on Walmart for $35.
All those prices come down, you know that, right? Like when they first
on
come up,
they do, but it's been sitting at $41.99 for a while, and I really don't think it will.
When does it come out?
Gosh, I don't know.
September or October?
I think it's maybe October. I hope it comes down, but sometimes they keep. I thought for sure the Desperado Steelbook would come down from $60 on Amazon, and it never did. So Amazon usually does. It starts at MSRP prices and then it comes down, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just hoping it comes down. I don't like to pay $42 for a Steelbook.
Comes out October 5th. Thanks to Caprice. Caprice confirmed.
Oh, October 5th? Okay.
October 5th. Really want it. So Cindy, I'm gonna have to check on Walmart because I don't want to pay $42 for that.
35 is not. God, they've really conditioned us to 35 is a good price when 35 was the high end at one point.
Right. I know it's pretty crazy because I always tell Mizzy, I'm like, why are you complaining about 35? I'll take 35. And he's like, it should be cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. But
we used to complain 35 was like oh man, it's 35.
Yeah.
Now it's it's 35.
Deal rates are currently making me very picky on what I pick up. I'm passing on about 95% of them because of it. It's tough. Black Phone is okay, but not great. The reason why Warner doesn't put slips on some 4K titles is because they're mod titles. Yeah, I don't agree with that, though. I hate it. So what if it's a mod title? Give it a slip. Yeah. Desperado 4K Steelbooks is $30 on Barnes & Noble right now, Bob. Yeah, and go check Amazon's price. Probably like 60 or 70. I hope you have you guys seen Zombie Stripper starring Robert Englund?
Yes.
Legit good movie, LOL, but it's also a risky film to watch with others potentially walking in.
Yeah. That was a Blockbuster rental back in the day.
Speaking of walking in, my dad had me watch, he let, like when I was 7-8 years old, it was Scream and Leprechaun, Child's Play. He introduced me to all those. I was watching Leprechaun 3. And who remembers the stripper coming out of the TV in Leprechaun 3?
Yes.
Well, my mom walked in at that exact scene while I was watching it, and she was like, Bob! She screamed my dad's name, and she was like, what are you letting him watch? And he's like, he's old enough. He's seen boobs before. It's not a big deal and all this stuff. So, that was my dad and my relationship. So he was always like, okay, from now on, don't watch these when she's home. Just make sure she's not around when you watch these movies, because he didn't mind me watching Leprechaun and all that stuff. How old were you? it's fun, and most people were about what 7, 8 years old when they watched a lot of those movies. Which is
I've never seen it.
You've never
Leprechaun
seen
3.
Leprechaun?
He's probably
I've seen Leprechaun.
Okay,
Haven't
it's in
seen any of
first
the
place.
other ones.
And
Yeah.
Tony has
Leprechaun
about
3 is
12 copies of
fun.
Leprechaun as well. So Tony, you could probably watch Leprechaun 3 tonight after the stream if you want.
If you want to watch a terrible movie, go for it.
Yeah, or you could watch the even worse one, Leprechaun in Space. Not a fan.
Hey, when the dude pees on his arm is great. What are you talking about? It's fantastic. That is cinema right there.
Desperado is a limited steelbook. That's why it's pricey. When it sells out, they will release a standard release.
Is Leprechaun 3 doing a pogo stick on the guy's chest or something?
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first. Okay.
Yeah.
I mixed those movies up.
Yeah, he also rides around on a tricycle.
3 is
He
Vegas.
gets pulled over by the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, which one's Vegas? What?
Vegas is 3, right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's the third
Mhm.
one. Yes, I believe it is. I'm not a big Leprechaun's all right, but it's not my favorite. They're not going to make a slip on demand per order, Bob. I just wish it would. It's just annoying. When
You
I
skipped over Brian's comment about the McDonald's
Yes.
combo meal being $12. How people are thinking that's okay? It's not okay.
No.
I will get to that in just a second. When I pre-ordered Ghostbusters Frozen Empire Steelbook from Amazon, it was $46.99 and never dropped. It was so fun.
Yes.
I
I
paid a lot
wanted
for
that
that
one.
too.
The Arrow Hellraiser set is $119 on Amazon, and I got it for like $80 shipped. $20 is a good price, not $35 to $40. Yep. Need Gone with the Wind on 4K too. That's a hot topic.
Yes,
Some people
that
don't
would be
like
awesome.
Gone with the Wind. Can't go wrong with cheesy horror. Adam says, agreed. Adam, it's a palate cleanser. I haven't seen Gone with the Wind.
You
But-
wouldn't like it.
I wouldn't like it. Why is that?
Well, it's 8 hours long for one.
Is it 8
You-
hours long?
You won't even give like Lord of the Rings a chance. Oh, it's 4 hours.
Hold
Ah,
on, hold on. I don't give Lord of the Rings a chance because I'm not interested in watching Lord of the Rings.
Just kidding.
But Gone with the Wind, it's what, 3 hours probably?
3.5, I think.
It's
8 hours.
238 minutes.
I don't mind long movies. That doesn't bother me if it's good.
But you don't really like that kind of movie.
Gone with
I
the-
feel like you're going to be like one of those people that watches it. It's a 2. It's a
Okay,
2.
I'm gonna watch Gone with the Wind now very soon. And then I'm gonna do a live stream. Expect a live stream with just Ashley and I talking
Let's
Gone
do
with
it.
the Wind.
Let's do it because I grew up with that movie because that's my mom's favorite
Eating
movie.
McDonald's
So
is not okay, Tony. Tony, why are you eating
I know
McDonald's?
it. No, I'm just talking about the price. I tried to get those collector cups.
They put a
I got one cup out of that whole collection.
did it have
because-
Shrek on it?
image on the terminal
Grimace.
to its force.
Grimace? Okay.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings are the prequels to the town.
You'd see? Tom Cruise knows what's up.
Oh my god.
Equals to the town.
Who has seen the new movies? Tony, you saw Blink twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tim, you didn't see Blink twice, and Ashley, you weren't interested in Blink twice.
That's a hard pass on for that one.
And then Strange Darling, you're interested in though.
Yes.
It's very interesting to do a double feature because I went back to back with Blink twice and Strange Darling, and the message is quite different in the two. And I thought it was very interesting. Tony, you didn't see Strange Darling yet, right?
Tomorrow.
Okay, you got to tell me what you think of it because I really like Strange Darling. But some of the messages that Hollywood gives us are overplayed and very heavy-handed now, I feel. Like
Don't get Tom Cruise started on that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I instead wasted my time for The Crow this weekend.
Oh, Tim.
It's Strange Darling, man. Strange Darling's it's an interesting one. It's hard not to. It's funny because I saw some people who were raving about Blink twice, and then some people were complaining about Strange Darling, and I was like, of course. I see this. Brian S. says, was Ben Affleck in the third Lord of the Rings? I don't remember.
Yes, he was one of the hobbits.
Are you being serious?
No.
Oh, I was like, hold on one second. What are you, Tony? We have 5 of the 6 cups.
So thinking of a heist movie though with an Affleck and stuff. I did just watch The Instigators last night. I had fun with that.
It's not great though.
I had fun with it. It's not something like, oh, this is one of my
I
favorites.
would really like to see Prime and Apple. Well, Apple actually does some decent ones, but I would really like to see Prime and Netflix get better movies.
Like original movies?
Yes. What was the one with? I didn't even see it. Space Cadet or something with.
Oh, that looked terrible.
Yeah,
That
it
was
looked
like a
bad.
Channel movie.
It's another Prime. I'm like, give me some good Prime. I want to see Prime put out in Netflix. Why are people paying like $30 for Netflix and they're not even getting good movies or whatever? I don't know. I don't pay for streaming services. To each his own. I'm glad it's no reindeer games now. Lord of the Rings compared to reindeer games. It's night and day, Adam. Heard Blink twice is a woke mess. If you're into that Hollywood garbage, go see it.
So is Little Darling or Strange Darlings, is that like a complete opposite of Blink Twice?
I can't spoil it. It would be impossible for me to talk about Strange Darling without spoiling it. But I will say, if you're into Blink Twice, it's a completely opposite message. It shows.
That's what I just said.
Yes. I don't want to spoil it. But Blink Twice, for anybody that hasn't seen it, it's like a total anti-men movie. It paints men. It literally gives a trigger warning before the movie starts that this movie is, Tony, what does it say? You remember? Like, trigger warning, this movie's about a power control and all this stuff. And if that's something that triggers you, blah, 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 blah.
They actually had that at the beginning of the movie?
Yes, it was a trigger warning.
I never saw that.
People are posting it on Instagram. I went to AMC, but they gave a trigger warning. It's called.
I didn't see it at my AMC.
Trigger warning at the top of it. It's even on the Instagram. So for people that are like, I don't want to get political here. I got to watch what I say. But if you're like if you like Black Christmas 2019 or that message, then you're probably going to be a big fan of Blink Twice. I think it's a good movie. But I think the message is overplayed and very heavy-handed. I'm trying to be as very nice as I can.
You don't have to be. It's fine.
I'm just like, yes. If you, all right, I'm done. Somebody else could talk about the movies. Don't put me.
So what you're saying is you don't like feminist movies.
I don't like when it's heavy-handed and we take a hammer and say, I don't like anti-men movies. My problem with feminism, I'll be honest about feminism. Feminism used to be about equal rights and empowering women. And now in today's age, feminism has become about hating men and like anti-men. And that's my problem with feminism now, is that movies are just trying to be anti-men. And I'm just like, not all men are pieces of shit rapists and control women and all that stuff.
They're not beating people all the time. What?
Yeah, and so Strange Darling paints
a
different picture, but I thought it was a good directorial debut, but the message is overplayed and really heavy-handed, and it's just like, do you remember it was Black Christmas 2019, like one of the male characters is like, not all men, and she goes, did you just not all men me? And it's like, oh my God, can we not please? So,
but see, I like to throw that back with like, well, not all women, because I mean, it's true. He is a feminist.
I just
see your flag in the background, Tony. Tony's a feminist. Jesus. Okay, how about The Crow? Did you go see that?
I did see Crow, but I've never seen the original.
Did anyone actually like it though?
A lot of people did.
I was bored out of my mind.
A lot of people did. It's really slow. Even Huck said
it. People walked out of the theater when I was watching it.
That's bad.
Okay, so Coco says, I meant like if someone was explaining a scenario in a movie in their review and what they said was incorrect, do you think that it's necessary for someone to correct them in the comments?
Oh.
Explaining a scenario in a movie in their review. Any comments on that, Tim?
Someone was explaining something.
Yeah, I'm trying to reread it too.
I'm trying to process the question.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
What is the scenario? Is it an interpretive scenario though? Because there is no incorrect.
Because right, a review is subjective, right?
Well, I don't know if they're talking if she's referring to something within the movie, like the movie itself, or the review.
I'm just going to put Ashley full screen and let her take away this one here because she's out here. She's giggling at me and Tim. So
no, it's not at you guys. It's at Tom Cruise. What he said. I'm sorry.
Oh, Tom Cruise. Okay. Bodies is I'm a woke mess. I hate bodies.
I enjoyed the hell out of Bodies.
I'm not into Gen Z movies, dude. Pass. Don't forget to tell Tony to promote the live stream this Sunday. It's gonna be lit. I literally thought it said it was gonna be LGBT at first. I was like, Tony, you got something to tell us here? Kenny, I didn't see the message. Don't be a pussy political. I love the arguments. Of course he would. What's up, Kenny? I thought the instigator was funny. Matt Damon was playing So Dumb was great. I really like Casey Affleck in it. Ken, I don't like feminist films. I'm honest about it. Well, newer films at least. Yeah, because it's totally different. I mean, because technically you could say like a lot of the, any horror movie that has a final girl, that's feminist, and that's okay. But it's different in like a Black Christmas when it's just really heavy.
But why is it a feminist? She's just surviving. I don't put labels on shit like that.
I think when it comes to feminism, like when you Google it, at least, what is
I don't give a shit what Google says.
What's feminist?
Fuck Google. I'm sorry, Tony.
Right. Well, ask Tony. Tony's a feminist.
Yes, I need. Hold on. Let me be it. I need a man to explain this to me, please. Please. I'm totally kidding.
How about it, Tony? Tell him what feminism is.
Leave Tony alone. Tony's
fine. Like, I regret being in this stream.
Let's see here. Fair opinion right there, Chris. Bold brother Bob. I think everyone, like, we talked about earlier, is entitled to their own opinion. And I'm not up for these movies that are, and it's if you agree with it. So a lot of people really like Blink Twice. For example, one of the reviews on Letterboxd that I read is, don't, in caps locks, trust a man's review of this movie. That's exactly what it said. So on the flip side, I could say, don't trust a woman's review of Strange Darling if that's how they're going to play it out. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but if the people want to say that about Blink Twice, then whatever.
I feel like I have to see both of these movies back to back now.
You do. You should see them back to back and watch Don't Blink Twice first.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather just, get my eyes like eaten out by a crow, like in I Spit on Your Grave, than watch Don't Blink Twice or whatever the hell this is. This sounds so bad. Like, I don't know. I don't like to be preached at movies, whether I agree with the message or not.
Yeah,
don't preach at me.
Feel. It's like, even when, and I know, a lot of actors and actresses use their platform for politics. Even if I agree with your speech you're giving, I don't want to hear you get up there after winning an award for a movie and talking about Trump or Biden. I don't want to hear you talking.
They understand our struggles, don't you know?
I don't.
Sorry, I don't like celebrities. Go on.
Hence why I did change my persona for the fourth time, y'all. He did his he dyes his hair purple and marches at events in Atlanta yelling.
That's what I was laughing at.
Wow, Tony. Wow. LOL, Tom. Hey, Adam, Chris, Jane, and Crotimus. I really wish Tim would put the slipcovers back on his movies. It personally affects me. I can't sleep at night. If they're giving details about the film incorrectly, I'll correct them. I try not to be pissy about it, though. Okay. Slipcovers are like putting a warm blanket on your kid. It's a nice thing to do. Bob, just stop, please. LOL. Let's see. Bob, don't do it. Tony's mouth is glued shut. Leave Tony alone. Bob, Tim, Tony, and Ashley. What's up, Laren? Laughing at Ashley here. Your movie recommendations: Only God Forgives, 2013 thriller, crime drama, Ryan Gosling, directed by Nicholas White. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, though. For the sake of revenge, I'm not even going to give it a shot. Ashley will be on my ass about that one. In conclusion, everyone should be treated fairly in everyone's opinions, not to beef, yes, to respect.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, cool to see your video today. Low expectations, Chris says. Tony's taking one for the team up here.
It really is.
Roger, was it? Tom Cruise says Tony's favorite film is Ghostbusters. Wow. Oh, man, Tony. Tom Cruise is after you tonight. But I like all films for what they are. I don't hate them. Hate is a strong word. So, no, I hate some. I'll be clear. I definitely have strong hate for some. Adam says trying to get back at it, going to try a swap meet hopefully this weekend.
Nice.
Yo, Laren. There's but yes, go see Tony. What did you think of Blink Twice?
It was okay.
He's just refrained from his thoughts on the rest of it.
I go into movies mostly just blindly. I don't research. I don't do anything. Recommendations, just like Poor Things. I went into it blindly, not knowing. But I can see the different people's opinions. But I try to keep my opinion to myself.
I gave it 3 stars. And let me be clear. I think it makes a big difference when you agree with the message versus don't. Okay. And I'm not, even when I do agree with the message, I don't want to be hammered over the head with it. I'm just not interested in that, which is why I liked Civil War so much. It really doesn't have a stance either side. So I thought that was great. It was the Epstein biopic.
I'm assuming that's Don't Blink Twice is what he's
I think it's
talking
Blink
about.
Twice. I think that's
Whatever.
He might be saying. I got to see his review on Letterboxd for that one. I look at all of Rogers. I'm in the same as Tony. I totally go in blind films. I do too. When I watched Blink Twice and Strange Darling, I hadn't seen a trailer for either one, so I didn't know what I was getting with Blink Twice. I thought it was a stalker movie, and I thought Strange Darling was going to be like that too. And they're both quite different than that. So I think Tim would like Blink Twice a lot.
Think so?
I think it's your cup of tea.
Are you trying to say something about me, or
no? I just know what you are into. Tony, would you agree that Tim will probably like Blink Twice?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was fine.
2.5 stars and a heart. I gave it 3 stars. I think it's actually a pretty good directorial debut by Zoe Kravitz.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tim's a feminist asshole. He'll like it.
That's not what I said. What's up, everyone? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like.
Oh shit!
Somebody else take over this stream. We know, Joe, you told us about the Tracy Lord 16-year-old porn. Why is it bad?
Oh god.
Chrissy says Cody. Tom Cruise says Tim definitely will like Blink Twice. When's the next con, Tim?
Next month.
Is it September? Is it the one you're meeting Mizzy and Dave and Tony and Lake Garrett at and now everyone? Yeah.
Yep.
What's up, neighbor? Who is that college student? Oh wait, it's Triple T with no beard and new haircut.
It's not even a new haircut, actually. It's
Cody.
I need a new haircut, but
Is Tim using pro?
Goodness.
Tim, what do you go by?
I think it's time to end the stream.
I'm gonna him, damn it.
I want to send a link to Tom Cruise right now so he could join live. Tim's only like caveman films, so he won't like it. Jane Dell. Oh, good. Ashley, is there anything else you want to touch on tonight or talk about?
No, I'm good.
I need your view on what feminism is, since we didn't get to that yet.
Don't ask me. You're not gonna like my response.
Oh, I might like your response. Tim might not.
Tim doesn't get to have a say because he's a man. I'm sorry. I'll stop with my jokes.
I'm still at the gym. Look at Tony. He says, "Stop being a pussy, Tony. Keep your ass in that chair." Dang. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Terrible.
good stuff. 2 hours in. Tim, you look tired.
I am. It's about
because
time.
you just went like this with your hair. Now you look like a frat guy. Coco says, "Get bent." Yeah, Tim, you could say it. He said that earlier. Get bent. And,
I said many things earlier.
A couple things. Uncle Tony looking so happy to be here like always.
When people watch this replay, there's me going into a tangent and cursing about 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it was about 10 minutes. It was about 8 minutes in or 9 minutes in. That was the down with the sickness, and that was because they were trying to. Tim, no uterus, no opinion.
I'm totally kidding, by the way. I don't care.
Oh my goodness. But we'll get Tony one day. He'll let us know what feminism is, maybe backstage. He'll tell Ashley.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tony, you could smile, you know. Tony,
This is my smile.
this is my happy face.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Tim, do you remember what movie that's from?
well, you sounded like Forrest Gump there, but
It's Tommy Lee Jones. He's like, this is my happy face.
you sound like Forrest Gump.
You sound like Forrest Gump. Jenny.
Jenny. Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh.
All the different kinds of shrimps. I can't see y'all. Touche, Mr. Cruz. Adrian, I'm doing good, friend. How are you? Laren, if you want to check out the replay, you could hear Tim going off on a rant in about 8 minutes into the video. Make sure I'll leave it up so you can see it. But
the stream went off the rails very quickly.
it's about an hour and a half in, it went off the rails and we started talking.
This could have been a 15-minute live stream.
This could have been an email, okay? Like, come on.
True. It was fun. It's why people stopped watching. Laren, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Laren Legend. Good old Laren Legend. Yep, that's everything I wanted to talk about. Oh, I do got a question for you guys. When you put something on a shelf, we're gonna get back on tracks here. Do you put it like this, or do you have it like that so that it would show this part of it, or do you have it like this?
This type of thing facing.
So you do that. Okay, I do too, but it seems like a lot of people like to put it on the shelf like this. I prefer it like this.
For some reason, that irrationally bugs me, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I got to put it like this.
The only one that I have turned like that with the cases facing out is the Halloween with the 6 through H Resurrection.
I do
the only one.
Tim, you do that with your steel books too. You show the steel book spine.
The steel book sets, they're the only things I face out because then I can just pull the steel book out of the
yeah. And especially for stuff like this would drive me crazy because these all say 153. I would rather just keep it like this where it says 153 like that.
But if they were all different numbers, like Imprint's really good about putting 150-153 so that you know it's got that series of numbers.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't collect Imprint because there's like 300 something. Do you still have every one of them, Tony?
Nowhere close.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Is there, so Paramount presents with you, Tim. Ashley, is there any numbered spines that you'll collect like a series of, or not at the moment?
No, I literally collect what I like.
Yeah, makes sense. She's better than us guys.
Well, there for a hot second, I was, collecting everything, but then I was just like, wow, this is not my cup of tea. Goodbye.
I am laughing at Tom Cruise right now.
What did he say now?
Tim's inner angry feminism was on full display. Was Tim ranting? ? No way. I'll make sure to check it out later. Please keep the stream up. I will. I don't take my streams out. I don't really care. I know Lepke. I'll be in touch with the thumbs up. Yeah. So that's it. We're gonna put Tim full screen. We're gonna let him talk about channel, what's going on, anything new coming out, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, and all that stuff, and any new feminist movies you're seeking out to see or anything like that.
Give me all the feminist movies. I'll have a new video up tomorrow showing a haul that I've shown half the damn haul in this video, but I'm gonna show it anyways tomorrow. It will get shitty comments on it, and it will get lots of downvotes, and I don't know what I'm doing past that.
Okay. All right. Make sure you check out his video tomorrow. Leave nice comments for once.
Probably shitty comments.
Tony, what about you?
My daily video that I do, plus Middle Evolution returns Sunday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Everybody come join us in some live stream fun. Maybe it won't go as rough as this one did. We will see.
It's a little more, Tony will keep things on topic. Now, are you going to put like a rule that me and Ken are not allowed to cuss on your channel again?
I would hope that you would not. I hope you'd respect my channel. Plus, there'll be some digital code giveaways that night.
Nice. Make sure to tune in for that. Anything else, Tony?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Make sure you see Strange Darling, Tony,
I will.
tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. All right, Ashley, wrap it up for us.
Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna be on Corey's channel. I think was it Thursday, and then I'm gonna be on your channel again on the 3rd.
Oh, yes, that is correct. Yeah. I've got a lot of these What Did I Just Watch streams. I'm a little concerned about 2 of the movies that I recommended you. I'm like, oh, boy. We'll see.
We'll see. I think I'm gonna surprise you quite a bit, but
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but okay, sounds good. My thing is I don't like to waste people's times, especially watching movies. So hopefully you enjoyed some of them. But anyways, what do I got coming up tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm going to be on Mizzy's channel. He might be surprised by some of my thoughts. Let's see if his list is any better than last time. But
You can be on his channel?
he's going to be on my channel. It's actually my bad. Yeah. Mizzy's got a channel coming up, and I'm going to be on his. It's called Getting Mizzy with It. So make sure to check that out. Great conversation, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Nikki's going to be on my channel as well in like 2 weeks. Basically, I'm live every Tuesday for the rest of my life. So it's just, find me on a Tuesday night. We need more Cody in our lives. My channel. Yeah. He's got a new channel coming out. Anyways, that's everything. I'm going to end the stream the way we started the stream.
No, let's don't.
Let's do that. So have a good night, everyone. Bye, Tim.
Does Tony have a magnifying glass?
Yeah, because I can't see. I can't help it. I can't see y'all. Wait till you're 54 years old. Somebody